Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the ADHD Gamer. I'm one of your hosts, Mike McMahon, joined always by my good friend, Mr. Jonathan Franklin. Jonathan, how are you today?
Good, man. What's up, ADHD gamers?
Today we are joined by Mr. Adam Hammonds and Mr. Eric Feeling.
I did two-finger salute because everybody's. I'm trying to be different.
I was gonna say nicknames for everybody. Of course, we got Mr. Adam, the intern, up here, and then I was gonna use yours, but I didn't want to sound racial and get in trouble for it.
Oh, Eric Feeling, aka Black Man.
Okay, there you go. Okay,
but this is quick.
Want to get in trouble?
You're like, I know how this culture is today. But I legit been places like my poke counter friends be like, Black Man. These black people like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm like looking like all weird. I'm like,
want to get in trouble?
It's fine. It's okay. They can't cancel culture you if I'm saying it.
Yes, exactly. I let you say it.
it's our Polk County N-word. It's like one of those. People need to calm down. It's been my name for like almost 16 years or something like that. One of my nicknames.
Jesus, that's a lot.
They get over it. Yeah, it's actually my.
How's everybody doing?
I'm doing good.
Everybody's good.
Yes.
A little late night recording. We're about 40 minutes late recording since we got our tangents.
I could have still been playing Outer Worlds, by the way, but you had to pull me into this.
I'm sorry. That is my fault.
Right at the end.
Aww.
I'm nowhere near, by the way. I just got off the first planet because I'm literally doing everything. So
I did that too. I went back and started doing stuff. I'm like, before I went to the last mission. But we can talk about that later.
Yeah. So guys, lots happened this week. A lot's happened in the last 2 days. Mainly, a lot of our news, I'm sure our biggest segments here, will be happening in the last two days, November 1st and 2nd, correct? Or November 2nd, 1st, whatever. Today's the 2nd, so technically 1st and 2nd. By the way, gentlemen, this ain't going to be for anybody else. Don't forget your time changes tonight. Didn't know if you guys knew this tonight, but
tonight or tomorrow night.
No, it's 2 a.m. So technically it'll be 1 a.m. when it's 2 a.m. That's on the East Coast. Anyway, well, I think it's everywhere, right?
So I get to sleep?
That's everywhere.
It's everywhere, but
it's time change everywhere, right? Okay, I'm very
not like in the center of the country. I think only like the East Coast, right? West Coast?
I think
there are some. There's one state and a few cities, several cities that don't recognize it.
I would say Missouri does it. I know they do.
No.
Well, anyway, I was just telling that for you three gentlemen, so y'all don't fucking be late or whatever the hell you plan on doing.
I'm gonna be early for the next couple of days. That's gonna be kind of weird for me. Weird for my boss as well.
Jonathan, if you didn't know, since we messed up last week, this is episode 20. So this is our 20th episode, and it's nice that we actually have a full crew to discuss things on our 20th episode.
For sure.
And we still got low subscribers, but I'm okay with that because, yeah, it is what it is. But we did get 2 more since last week, and I appreciate you people. So
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you. Thanks for doing that. Anyway,
thanks, Javi, for doing what I told you to do.
Yeah, this is the ADHD. We're on. Well, we don't have our overlay here right now, but anyway, we're on.
Hold on, I'll point.
Anyway, we're on Facebook. There you go. There you go. Thank you. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And of course, audio podcast wherever you want to find us. Check us there. So I'm gonna cut this shit short, man. Let's just get into the goddamn news. I can't host this week. I'm too hyped up on Mountain Dew, too jacked up, if you will.
Hey, you gonna try out those Mountain Dew brownie recipes that they came out with?
I'm gonna do that.
Dude,
I'm gonna do Mountain Dew brownies. They look banging.
Till you figure out how much work you gotta do, because you gotta do a reduction with the Mountain Dew and all sorts of different shit.
There's no reduction. It's going full cans. But let's go ahead and hop into the news this week. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's talk about what everybody's playing, because I did not put that on the show notes. God damn, I'm slacking this week. What's everybody playing this week? John, let's start with you. What are you playing, bud?
Outer Worlds, bro. This week I didn't even play Apex Legends. Just FYI, I've been playing Outer Worlds.
Very proud of you.
I know.
What about you there?
That's it.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about you, Adam?
I re-downloaded Destiny 2.
Okay.
Per your
let's go.
You've been recommending it, saying it's been getting better, so I downloaded it, and I've been trying to get back into that.
You see what I mean, though? How certain things, though, does it feel?
It was like me coming back from Destiny, the original Destiny, after they did all the updates and shit. Like, it was almost a completely different game. Like, everything's new. Like, I have weapons and skins and whatever, but like it's all base level, and I have to go.
I
from
don't
there.
know. I don't know if you've done this yet, but when you get next time you get on, go to the store or go to wherever their premium section is, and actually pay attention to quality of life things where you're like, oh shit, Activision made me pay for that. Oh shit, Activision made me pay for that. Oh shit, Activision made me pay for that. And it's like, oh, Bungie's just trying to make this, because it's an MMO now. They've said it's an MMO. So just, I mean, if when you notice stuff, it's really weird how that stuff goes. Is it you playing anything else?
No, Courtney and I have been playing Drunk Mario Party for the past couple nights, but
Mario Party's fun. It will also ruin your relationship. Eric, my friend, what have you been playing?
Okay, so it's kind of weird because I've been doing a lot of Outer Worlds as well.
White supremacist stuff?
Yes. So Outer Worlds, Hollow Knight, and Overwatch. Little splash of Apex in there every now and then. Sometimes me and my comedian friend,
little razzle dazzle.
Yeah, little razzle dazzle for flavor.
Razzle in there.
Yeah. So it's like a little Clorox of Apex. Yeah, but I played some Overwatch is mainly because it came out on the Switch, and when I'm able to go out somewhere and do comedy, I'm actually able to play Overwatch still too. So that's kind of cool. As long as
I'm guessing all these places you go have Wi-Fi, so you can play a little bit.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would not go to that place. I mean, most times you won't see me out so well as I can actually play.
I mean, that was probably a really dumb thing to say because it's 2019 and everybody should have Wi-Fi. I think homeless people got Wi-Fi at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like, of course they got card readers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like the place I go is like a coffee shop, and so long as they have that right there, I'm fine with that. This is another place I go as well too. Usually on Wednesday. So yeah, that's when I play Overwatch, pretty much in a sense.
Cool. So I've been playing. Jonathan, I cut you off, my friend. I apologize. Were you playing anything else besides Outer Worlds?
Oh no, I said I was finished. That's what I was trying to say.
I've been playing mainly Outer Worlds, and I've been playing a little bit of After Party. Yeah, After Party is wonderful. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar.
I've heard about it. Yeah.
Okay. After Party is made by Night School Studios, which Night School did Oxenfree, and Oxenfree was. I came to Oxenfree very late, and I played it on the Switch. And I was so into that game. I love narrative adventures. I'm a big narrative person. I'll pick a narrative over gameplay usually. So, excuse me, playing that was a blast. And After Party's just as fun. The mini games are rough, but the game and just the way the narrative goes. I mean, if you're not sure what this is, Jonathan, are you sure? You know what After Party is?
Yeah.
Okay, so Eric, you know what the premise of After Party is?
Yeah, I saw a review on it.
Okay, Adam. Adam. Okay, well, if you don't know,
I'm googling it now.
Okay, well, anyway, I'll tell you. I'll be your Google. So anyway, After Party is a game basically where you and your best friend have died, and you're down in hell, and a guy you're drinking at a bar, and a guy tells you that if you can beat the devil, if you can outdrink the devil, you can leave hell. And that's basically your plan is to outdrink the devil. And when you drink these different drinks, they have different buffs. Like I might drink, I forgot what the drink's called, but there's a drink where when you drink it, it gives you more personality skills, so I can talk to you better, or things of that nature. So it's a pretty fun little journey. I'm not much into it because Outer Worlds has been taking up my time, and I beat Call of Duty's campaign like I said last week, and I beat it this week because I actually wasn't finished when me and Jonathan talked about it last week. But this week I actually finished it, and I still stand by my top five game of the year, top 5 game of the year this year, if not probably my game of the year. I haven't had a game in a while actually take me and just make me feel uncomfortable and feel uncomfortable, but yet not at the same time. So it was a real blast. I enjoyed that. But that's all I've been playing, guys, and just like Call of Duty multiplayer. That's it. Enjoying every single bit of it. Like I told you guys before the show started, there was a gentleman in. I'm only re-saying this because I'm hoping that somebody from one of these places is watching it, so they can go look for the shit and take it off because it's kind of inappropriate. But the dude with the racial slur as a name on the Xbox One had the fresh N word on there, not using an A, fresh, end, but an ER.
Freshly plucked, fresh.
Yes, the hard R, as we will.
N-words here.
I did. What I did not tell you, gentlemen, is that because remember on there you can use your Activision ID. You're not using your gamer tag or whatever,
Oh, that's
unless
right,
unless it's the same. My Activision ID and my gamer tag are the exact same, so I'm still Tatted Phoenix on there. But the dude did get a tactical nuke in that game though. He went 25 and 0. Got a tactical nuke.
He's a hacker.
So we won. I'm okay with it, but that I'm not okay with. I'm not okay with the name. I was okay with the game. We got a win out of it.
So he wasn't on your team then? He was like on the opposite team?
No, he was on my team.
Oh, well, you know.
We got a win out of it, so I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the only bad part about it would be, I mean, it didn't have a mic, so you didn't know.
You didn't hear what it was?
Well, no, but it was like one of those things where you know how, because you know, I mean, if you've ever played a Call of Duty game online, in between lobbies, you're on your phone or you're doing something else or whatever. So I'm on my phone, and my brother was actually the one playing with me on the TV beside me, and he's like, "You see this dude's name?" And then I hear on my headset everybody in the lobby like, "This motherfucker! Look at this dude's name! Look at this!" And he came in, and that bitch
kill count is high then if you got a name like that.
Yeah, that bitch wrecked everybody. So
no, look, I mean,
I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, if I was on the opposite team and my name was Black Daddy Nerd, he wrecked me. I'm like, well, he's racist. What do you want me to? No, you're probably just good. What you want me to do?
Well, yours was Black Dirty Nerd for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, my Xbox Live name it was that right there. I guess I'm gonna link it to the.
Hasn't changed.
No, it's still Black Daddy Nerd.
I was gonna say because you had that one and you had Starbucks Zero too, I believe.
Yeah, Starbucks Zero PlayStation, and then Black Daddy Nerd on Xbox. Only because I could not find my Hotmail account email address to recover my. That's how old I am for the original Xbox.
I still have a Hotmail account.
Yeah, well, it's like, because back in the day, if you stopped using it, they would like close it or something.
Yahoo did. Yahoo closed my full. Dude, I went looking for my. So I'm not sure if you guys know have one of these, but I have an original Yahoo account of. And we all have these high school shitty email accounts. Mine was County Play. Mine was Polk County Playboy with an I.
Oh, look at that! No 69 at the end of it. No X's.
I got fresh. I was the first Polk County Playboy, and I liked it. But they deleted my junk. And one of my accounts, actually my EA account that's connected to my gamer tag, goes to that email. So I just can't get into my EA account anymore. So yeah.
Pulling up relics like your MySpace next.
I've done that. I've done that multiple times just to go see old pictures. That's very hilarious to see.
Yep.
Yeah,
I check out your old song.
MySpace.
Actually, Eric, while I was looking on there about 2 months ago, I realized that I still had Rashad as a friend because back then Rashad was working at Rhino Games, and that's where I used to talk to Rashad all the time. Was at Rhino? It was funny seeing all that junk. Gentlemen, you ready to hop in the news?
Let's hop in the news.
All right. So this first story comes to us from IGN, Mr. Matt Purslow. This week, Sony has trademarked PS6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So basically, that's not saying there's going to be a bunch of PlayStations. That's basically just like, we're going to get this before anybody else trademarks this shit. Anybody else disagree with that?
Yeah, I mean, see, the funny thing about it, I get what he did there, but I was worried that at some point, like, it's going to just go into the cloud regardless, and then
exactly.
They won't. But I guess it's covering their bases, you know.
I mean, everybody's going to have a Stadia eventually. Everybody's going to have one, just better eventually. I mean, everybody's going to go cloud eventually. I mean, it's just one of the it's coming. I mean, look at. I hate saying this because everybody hated this movie, but I loved it. Ready Player One. I mean, you look at Ready Player One and all that. There was really there was hardware to be involved, but mainly everything was in the cloud. So, I can't wait for that. What? The hardware in Ready Player One, all you used was what?
We're talking book or movie?
We're talking both.
In the book, the better hardware you had, the better access you had to the Oasis.
Correct.
I am currently reading that book. It is the third time I've read that book.
Actually, intern's getting snazzy.
He's like, oh, well, I know this one.
No
I have to Google this one.
bitch. He ends up the motherfucker ends up not coming to 2 shows, and look how he is. 3 actually, it's probably 3 shows at this point.
It is 3 shows, and I'm looking for my book, and I thought it was on the bookshelf, but
oh god, are you gonna read it to us? Because if you're gonna read it to us, I'm just gonna take you out.
Oh, it's a story time hour.
Read it to me, kiss my forehead, and tuck me in.
Story time.
So
Next
anyway,
time, intern, you do that, I want you to start with your hand here and just snap it. Okay? Yeah, there you go.
and then next time I also want you to go to Pride Week with Jonathan.
Yes. Side note: did you know that in 2018, Activision trademarked Commandos Beyond the Call of Duty Top Secret?
So we don't pay attention to that stuff because you do.
Fun fact for the week.
Yep. Fun fact of the
I
week.
feel like that was fun enough.
Also, they also
fun
trademarked
fact.
another name, answering the Call of Duty.
Oh, okay.
That's a cool fun fact. I like that fun fact actually. I don't like the first one. The first one was pretty shitty. You need to step your game up.
Yeah. I want to
yeah,
hear
so-
more about like strawberries can be fertilized in your ass, something like
When did we-
that, like really special.
What was the last one that we said right before Adam got off, where we said that we were going to start doing an intern fun fact of the week?
We were going to research Mario's nipples.
Mario's
Yeah.
nipples. That's what.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
That was a big
yeah,
old thing.
But I don't think it was Mario though. I'm telling you, I think it was Wario's nipples. I think it was
No, it was
because
Mario's.
I think Mario's the one. Yeah, the nipples has been because he never had nipples in the past. He
right.
had his
That's
shirt off.
okay, that's what it was. It more okay?
It's
It was
always been covered up by those buttons.
In Mario
Yeah.
Sunshine, he had a bathing suit on with
That's
his
right.
shirt off, and you get to see his nipples.
we also
In
talked about
Sunshine, he had nipples.
No, that was not the first time he's had nipples. In fact, I forget the exact date. I'm trying to look it up
He's
real
about to
quick.
throw facts at us. He's about to throw facts. Wait for
In Mario the Lost Levels, he had nipples.
It was in one thing in way back when in
Mario Mystic or something.
8-bit. He had riding a surfboard.
that.
He
would've been-
had his shirt off and he had his nipples. I cannot find it.
riding a surfboard. 8-bit. That would have been. It wouldn't have been.
No, Tennessee Surf Design. Jeez,
Mario-
what was Mario in?
No, Mario. No, Super
Was it
Mario
Skater?
World.
It might have been.
That's
World.
where I was
I'm
thinking.
looking it up.
Super Mario World.
It might have been Super Mario World.
Maybe
Just had-
Yoshi.
I had it on my phone to tell you guys, and then my phone just died, so now I'm having to go to the computer.
See, this is why you're still an intern. Why you ain't been hired yet.
Oh, where was this?
I think it's Super Mario World. That would make sense because he was everywhere in Super Mario World. I love that game. Jesus, still a top 10 favorite game of all time.
Yeah, I remember getting that when it came out, like when I was a kid.
I don't know. They also did one in
I'm not that old.
Mario and Sonic
Actually,
the
it's
video
like-
games.
Yes, I am. So anyway, yeah, why Adam's finding that. So with Sony pretty much trademarking up to the PSN. I mean, all of us should know by now. That's pretty much just a hey, we're doing this just in case, guys. It's a just in case thing. I mean, it's not. You shouldn't get excited. I believe there will be a PS6.
There you go.
Look at those nipples.
It's
For
from Odyssey.
our audio listeners, Jonathan is holding up a picture on his phone of
Mario's nipples.
Mario's nipples in Super Mario Odyssey.
Mm.
Did he have it in Sunshine? Sunshine as well? You can see his nipples?
No, it was just
No, I don't
Odyssey.
No, just Odyssey. I don't think he had nipples. Like I'm saying, I know he didn't have nipples in the past because nobody was making a big deal out of them.
They were talking about Wario because Wario's buttons on his suspenders kind of come over
Yes.
like right where his nipples are, and
Yeah.
they had talked about that for a while.
Yeah.
Just FYI, I feel like this is, cultural appropriation because, Italians should have very hairy chests.
Yeah.
And this is very
Kind of
smooth.
agree with that. Kind of agree. Actually, I really agree with that.
I
I would like to think that Peach makes him shave.
It's full on wax. Just
You put your-
I would like to add that Peach was possibly sleeping with Donkey Kong before Mario, and then got with Mario, and then decided she didn't like hair anymore, and then made him shave.
that big old.
That's what I would like to throw him in. Yeah. I mean, Mario's Italian.
She got captured
like-
by Bowser enough times.
I mean, here's the thing. Mario's staying with Peach for a reason. Mario be always saving Peach for a reason. So that pussy must be out there.
Yeah, I don't know. It must be the best ever because so I'd be like, what, fuck, this ain't worth it. What's Daisy doing? That's what I'd be at some point.
We call that Daisy.
What's the chick in Mario Galaxy? What she got going on?
Here you guys go. There's a picture for you.
I haven't even
Oh, yum.
like that one. Oh, that dude, that right there is going on our.
That's quite delicious. Yeah, I mean that's good stuff.
What
That's
we're looking at here is a Mario laying sexily on the beach,
Mm.
kind of staring like a swimsuit model at us. Those eyes are piercing.
That's a thumbnail this week. That's going in the thumbnail. I love that you can't get in trouble for thumbnails because
That is going to be our Facebook banner. Just FYI.
Love that
Saving
idea.
that right
because
now, you.
Yes, you need to do that. That's a wonderful idea. Let's get back into this, man. We're getting off topic again. Goddamn, man. So really, got there's not much to be happy about that. Just kind of keep a watch out for it. It's kind of just small news, so you know. Next story we're gonna move on to is from The Verge by Tom Warren. It's about Xbox All Access. If you're not sure about Xbox All Access, what it is it's a bundle where you can get an Xbox One S for $19.99 a month, or a Xbox One X, I believe, for $29.99 a month. And basically, you can. It's basically a finance plane. It's not Rent-A-Center prices. Or if you're not sure what Rent-A-Center is, Badcock, or those rental places. It's not those prices basically, and you can get it for basically the monthly price. And I don't think that adds. Does it add? Oh yeah, okay. So it does add. It does add Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah, so that's what makes it cheaper, actually.
Yes, it does.
That's what makes it kind of break even because normally if you just bought that and don't get into the online services, which you probably should do if you get Xbox,
yeah.
I mean you're gonna be paying a lot of money regardless. So I mean I think that you might be paying like a couple of couple dollars extra, but when you're definitely break even when it comes down to it,
So
what does that equal up? What's Game Pass's ultimate
15 a month
price? 15 a month. So you're technically getting an Xbox for $5.
Basically a month you're paying for $5. Because you're getting right here in this article, it says Microsoft will bundle an Xbox One X, Xbox One S, or a digital edition of the Xbox One S with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So basically the sad edition of Xbox Game Pass that they came out with no CD drive, with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for $19.99 a month. So you're getting basically, I mean, you're getting, like you said, $15 for Ultimate, and then you're getting Xbox for $5 a month, and then and then the Xbox One X will be available for $30.99 per month. And it also says in the article that Microsoft is introducing a special upgrade offer for the Xbox One X bundle. So remember the $30.99 per month bundle, with the ability to upgrade to Project Scarlet in 12 months time. Intern, give me a 31 times 12. It's somewhere around $400.
Yeah, I mean, the one with the Game Pass normally, I think they talk about with the Sad Edition. If you go to $19 a month, total cost is it's like $480 over 2 years, which it is 2 years, but like separately, so separately right now, like because you can't get like if you do Game Pass Ultimate separately, you're paying like what $15 a month anyway. Yeah. So it still costs a lot of freaking money.
I mean, normally
it says right here if you get the Xbox One S digital separately and get Game Pass, you're coming out to $608.76 over 2 year span.
Yeah, so you must just get it normally anyway. You might as well go this route.
Yeah, because it says right here, if you pay Microsoft $30.99 per month over 2 years, the total cost is $743.76, and that's with the One X, and also so it's $500, and then 24 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is, hold on, I got to do this. Where's my fucking calculator? Wherever it is. Anyway, it's 24 times 15, so 360. So technically, you're saving money. Technically you are saving money in the long run. And I mean, the thing is if you do this for 12 months, you're paying $370 for a Xbox One X, which is normally $499 anyway. Yeah. So saving the money, and then you get to upgrade to Scarlet for free, basically. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a price jump per month. I would think. They haven't announced that yet, but I'm pretty sure there'll be a price jump per month. You guys think? Or what do you think on that? I
don't think they're going to just try to spike the price or anything on it. I think what they got right now is pretty good. What I'm thinking they're going to do is when the Scarlet comes out, it might encourage people to go this route so they get a bigger user base. So that's what I'm honestly thinking.
I could agree with that because Sony doesn't have a thing like this.
They don't have a thing like this, and I think Microsoft is probably, I'm more than positive that the Scarlet is going to be pretty freaking expensive. It might be like $500 or $600 or whatever.
It's going to be. We talked about this last week. I still believe both consoles are going to be $499 when they come out.
I can see that right there, but I think they got to take, like I've said this before too. That I think they got to take a hit on the console, like when it comes to the price, they got to take a hit on every console sold because they just do that in the past, and that's why the Xbox 360 and the PS3 has such a long life cycle because they had these really awesome like CPUs and stuff, and then the Air Force used as computer clusters and stuff. So one, they got to take the hit on it. So I think the gaming service plan like this would probably be a better deal, because I would look at it like, well, look, if I got to pay for this Xbox Ultimate anyway, I just better just like kind of like doing a finance plan on it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, really, if you finance it out and actually do the math like we're sitting here doing, and like the article shows you, you actually are saving a little bit of money by doing it. Especially if you want one late with a great library of games that's already there. And I've discussed this many times, and Jonathan's finally understanding my words. But Game Pass Ultimate is the best deal in gaming, and it's
like I ever denied that.
you were kind of off by me saying it in the beginning.
Skeptical.
A little skeptical, but you finally I showed you the way, and then now my young Padawan, you have grown.
Yeah, I love the PC, man. The PC
it's great.
Service is just great on its own, man.
It is. I mean, the fact that the fact of the matter that I can play Outer Worlds on my PC and still get achievements on my Xbox account and things of that nature, I love. The only thing I wish it did was have cloud saves with it. I don't know if it does the whole cloud save feature. I haven't tried that.
Oh, I just realized I could get it on that. I just realized I could get it on PC.
Game Pass Ultimate. I don't know what other games they have on Game Pass Ultimate right now for PC, but it's a bunch of great games, and it's a wonderful thing. I love it.
We got Gears 5. 5 days, 6 days before it was released?
I believe it was 6 days before.
It was 6 days. Yeah.
Halo, whatever. Well, it's Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite's going to be a first day Xbox Game Pass release, and it's going to end up being on PC as well. They've already said that. So it's Game Pass is a wonderful thing. So I mean, if this is the route you want to take, guys, if you for some reason haven't had the money to buy an Xbox One in the last 7 years, this would be the time. I mean, I think honestly the way I would go is honestly go the cheapest route and go ahead and get you an all digital edition and just get you basically pay $5 for the Xbox per month.
Yeah.
I realized you should download it. Jeez, well, I guess you got a point there. It is a good deal.
It is. It's a great deal. I mean, it's the best. It's right now because PlayStation Now tried the whole thing to where now it's $10 a month, and you get a couple new games, a couple of their exclusives every couple months. So right now you can get God of War. God of War, Uncharted 4. What were the other ones? Infamous Last Son, and then whatever the other one was. You can get those right now, but it's like, they're too late on PS Now right now. PS Now has been out too long. They should have done this They were out before Game Pass. They should have done this a long time ago.
Yeah. 100% agree.
Xbox is doing a great job of just releasing these games that are brand new and saying, "Oh, hey, you go ahead and play it." Blair Witch, fucking Gears 5. We've got, like we just said, Outer Worlds, and they're going to do Age of Empires remasters coming on there. They've already got a whole list of Halo Wars and blah 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 blah. Any games that you want, and it's just good. It's just good, a good service for such a cheap price.
Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I just sat there and talk shit about PS Now. Me and Jonathan both did the free trial of the PS Now, where you can play on the PC and stream to your PSC or to your PC, and we did try that, and it worked out. It worked pretty good for what you needed. Yeah. And it's a good thing that they have all those great games. The problem is they don't have anything newer for people to play. And but I also see Sony's reasoning for not wanting to do that, because they do have a shitload more exclusives than Microsoft does, and that's where their money comes. That's where a lot of their money comes from. I mean, look at Days Gone. Days Gone is probably their shittiest exclusive they've had in a long time, and Days Gone has sold massive amounts. Mm-hmm. One of the ones I've been wanting to play is Concrete Genie. I've been wanting to play Concrete Genie for a little bit. I'm probably going to cop that just so I can play it, and it's because that's where you go back for. And Microsoft, that's the main thing that I'm sure you guys will agree. The thing that Microsoft needs, they need exclusives, and them buying Obsidian and now Outer Worlds being as great as it is, and I mean your reviews are probably the same as mine. It's an amazing game. If you love, I've been saying, if you love Mass Effect and Fallout together, then you'll love this. I don't know if you guys noticed, but that character scream where when you go to a new planet and pick your characters is straight out of fucking Mass Effect.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
It's amazing. I love it. But anyway,
the dialogue options. Sorry,
you're fine. But anyway, it's one of those things to where now Outer Worlds 2 will most likely be a Xbox exclusive if they let them go further, which I fully see them doing. And the stuff that you see in this game where it's like, that's a little bit janky. That's a little bit janky. It's a little bit janky. But then you think about it, which, I mean, we probably do because we talk about this stuff weekly. Okay, their budget was probably low. You know, now they're pretty much have an infinite budget right now. You know, with
But here's the fun thing about that too, right? So Microsoft bought Obsidian, right? That's who pretty much made Outer Worlds. They made a less buggy game than Fallout.
Yeah. I was going to say the same thing.
And it sounds weird, but I mean, and with less money. I mean, so when I did some research on it, I was like, well, geez. But I was realistic about it too. I was like, well, they did use the Unreal Engine, so that was a very smart move. Like, you know, like Bethesda would not drop the engine they use for Fallout or Elder Scrolls, like never. They just keep using it.
What do you know what engine they're using? You know,
they're still on in-house engine.
In-house, okay.
Yeah. So they're not using. So like that's the reason why you see them going like, hey, we're gonna bring Outer Worlds to Switch because they got the Unreal Engine. The Unreal Engine already runs on the Switch. So you know, to take steps.
I really want to know how that's going to run. I really want to know how it's going to run on the Switch.
Look, I didn't know how Witcher was going to run on the Switch, but here we are. You know, I mean,
I've heard Witcher runs actually really well.
Yeah, so if you see something like that, and there was like the developers, I guess it was not really Obsidian, but they handed off to another developer, and they were surprised with how well it was running in the early stages of development. So
that's awesome, man. I'm really like it. The thing about this is, I mean, it's published by we're hopping in this. We can talk about this later. But it's got. I mean, it's coming out from Private Division. You're coming from Private Division, which is a 2K indie publisher, to Microsoft. Microsoft's going to have infinite money, and they know right now they need exclusives. They know that. You know, they have nothing. What is exclusives? Halo. Everybody's getting tired of Halo.
Yeah.
Everybody's almost gearsed out at this point. What do you got? Ori, Will, and the Wisps. Okay.
Yeah. Can't do any more Crackdown. You know what I mean? Crackdown on that one. Yeah.
Crackdown didn't sell well. Everybody played it on Game Pass. I definitely paid my dollar to play it on Game Pass because I've been waiting for that goddamn game for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it came out, you're like, geez, this is not. I mean, it still played like it still was Crackdown, but it wasn't that great.
I'll tell you like this: the game was horrible. I fully had all of the wonderful experiences I loved in that game because it's Crackdown, and that's what I wanted. That's exactly. That's why
I wanted to find a fuck ton of orbs and just say.
That's why I hated everybody talking shit about Borderlands 3 because it's like, oh, it's just more Borderlands, motherfucker. That's what everybody wants. once you
literally what people ask for.
Borderlands 2. It's literally just Borderlands 2 with the new coat of paint.
Yeah, and if you give me Borderlands with just like updated graphics, I'm like fine, I'm okay.
And it's definitely different. I mean, Adam, you're probably the only one here who's played Borderlands 3. I mean, it looks a lot better than Borderlands 2 when you put it side by side. I mean, it's one of those things, it's a different game, and it's just crazy. It's funny what money can do, Like I said, we'll see with Outer Worlds 2 if they let them make it, which I'm going to guess with how well people are doing with this and how well, like I said, I've said this before, I still want to see how developers get paid from Game Pass, but it seems like they get paid from Game Pass pretty nicely. It seems like it's different per contract by the hour or whatever. It seems like these games are doing well. So, I mean, I'm hoping they'll let them make another one. That would definitely be sweet, and that would be a good exclusive for them to have.
I want them to bring back, I just thought of it, Sunset Overdrive. Just saying, I know, I keep arguing about it.
That was a good one. And I played a little bit. I didn't play much of it, but I played a little bit, and I had fun when I played it. It reminded me a lot of Jet Set, and because Jet Set's one of my favorite games, and that reminded me a lot of that. By the way, Eric, thank you. You made my love for Jet Set, my friend, because you gave us your Dreamcast when I was a kid. So
yeah, just wanted to make sure you had a good time.
It was actually Jet Grind Radio on the
Jet Grind. There was one on the Xbox that came out too. Was Jet Set Future?
Jet Set Radio. It was Jet Set Radio Future.
Yeah, that was Jet Grind was on Dreamcast.
Jet Grind was on Dream. It was basically the same game, just a remaster.
Yeah,
it was almost same game, just a remaster. I played that one too and loved every single bit of it, dude. I love that game. But Sunset Overdrive, it's a problem though with Insomniac, because Insomniac being owned by Sony now.
Yeah. Well, the Sony should buy them. I didn't know that. I know that it was going like a spree. Like I know Microsoft was just buying every company they possibly could.
Yeah, Sony bought Insomniac during Gamescom. They bought them. Like Jeff Keighley was out when he was doing his opening stuff. He was like, "Oh, guys, this just announced on Twitter, holding his phone up. Insomniac's been bought by Sony. Congratulations." So I mean, it's the thing, and they've actually came out with that, Jonathan, of So Microsoft owns the IP to over.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
Microsoft owns the IP. Hold on, how did they word this? Microsoft owns the IP of Sunset Overdrive 1, but Insomniac owns the name Sunset Overdrive, so they can make a Sunset Overdrive 2, but Sunset Overdrive 1 will only always be on Xbox. So but they can make a Sunset Overdrive 2. It will be a PlayStation exclusive most likely. So you can still get your thing, but I have a feeling, buddy, that's never going to happen because Insomniac is now a Spider-Man studio. With how well that game is sold, I mean, it was at 14 million copies a couple weeks ago, and that's amazing for one console.
Still going.
It's still going, dude. And they're about to come out with the Ultimate Edition that has all the DLC in it, and that builds into the regular sales. Man, that shit's gonna fly. Spider-Man was a wonderful game. I was really pissed off it wasn't in Game of the Year talks for a lot more people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, gentlemen, let's move on. The next one I want to talk about is this Call of Duty controversy. We talked a little bit about this before the show. I kind of caught you guys up. I'm probably the only one here that's played Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
So spoilers, if you don't want to hear this, skip a couple minutes. So some context ahead of time, guys. There is I told you guys this, I'll tell the audience. There is a level in this called the Highway of Death. The Highway of Death is actually a real place that's a real road in a real area that was used in the Gulf War, which I believe Gulf War, guys, that was around 90s, I believe.
That was the 90s, yeah.
Okay.
Early 90s.
I know it was before I was born. Was that Desert Storm? Gulf War and Desert Storm, same thing?
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So I knew that was around
Desert
90s.
Shield was the
Desert
Gulf War.
Oh, Jesus. Goddamn intern just fucking calling me out today. Anyway, there was a bunch of basically what happened in real life was a bunch of refugees were fleeing from war basically on this highway, and the U.S. We bombed that road and killed a bunch of refugees. So that was back then. That was almost 30 years ago at this point. In Modern Warfare, there is a level called the Highway of Death, and it's your basic sniper mission. As I've told these guys, everybody knows Call of Duty always has a sniper mission. This was your basic sniper mission, and you can hear you're talking to Farah, which Farah is one of your co-people. You're talking to Farah, and Farah is talking to you about what happened here, and she calls it the Highway of Death, and she tells you that a bunch of refugees were fleeing in cars, and you see a bunch of exploded cars, and she tells you that the Russians were the ones that bombed it. So, if just some context, also, if nobody knows that. This is probably the reason, if you listened to last week's show, this is probably the reason that Sony would not sell Call of Duty Modern Warfare in Russia on the PlayStation console. It's sold everywhere else. It's sold on Xbox. It's sold on PC. It is not sold on PlayStation in Russia. So this is probably the reason why.
What about Xbox though? Is Microsoft still not giving a shit and doing it?
Yeah, Microsoft. That's how Microsoft is. Microsoft don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck at all. Yeah.
Yeah. So them, it's on PC. It's also. I'm surprised Russia didn't just ban this bitch altogether. I'm surprised they didn't ban a couple things like no Russian. I'm really surprised they didn't really ban Modern Warfare 2 back in the day. Yeah.
Oh, it was a good mission. Probably Putin approved personally.
It might have been. It might have been no in Russia.
Exactly. That is exactly how we want to live.
Exactly how we do it. He's perfect Russian accent.
He probably played Modern Warfare and probably played the new Modern Warfare in his office. He's like, that's a really good idea. Actually, let me go do this.
Yeah,
it's like a retell of my life.
Jesus,
he probably played the new one and go like, I wish we'd done that, but the Americans did.
So they've talked to the director, the narrative director of the game, and because in the beginning they did state that this was not going to be, it was not going to do with anything that how do I explain this? It was not going to have any real world stuff. So it was not going to have anything that has happened in the real world. But recently they obviously, with this going on, it's hard to say that because of this. Me personally, I'll tell you how I feel in a minute. Of course, you guys can come out. But Modern Warfare director Taylor Kurosaki ended up putting out a thing with Games Radar here. This is written by Jordan Gerblick. Says, I think you could probably find many instances of the world's highway of death being used in a lot of cases. The reason why Urzikstan, which Urzikstan is a fictional country in the game, is a fictional country is because we are taking themes that we see played over and over and over and over again over the last 50 years in countries all over the world and locations all over the world, and we're not making a simulation of one particular country or one conflict. These are themes that play out over and over again, and with a lot of the same players involved. We don't portray any one side as good or bad. So with stuff like that being said, well, actually, I'm sorry, there's more to it. It says, in our game, there are American characters who betray the trust of other characters in the story. There are Middle Easterners who resort to tactics you wouldn't think are above board. Thank you. There's also characters that are from the same region that you think are more morally just. Same thing for Russian characters. We have Russian antagonists and Russian heroes in the game. And again, that was our goal. This is not some sort of propaganda. This is reporting on what is happening in these conflict zones. And the biggest victims of these proxy wars are the local people on the ground. And I think that this is a thing that we're really building awareness for. Not sure how you guys feel, but I really feel like that was a good statement on that.
Yeah.
He summed it up very well.
He did sum it up very well, and I agree. I will tell you this. We discussed this before the show, and I believe we all had the same instance. It's a video game, people. It's a fictional story. Yes, it's real world events. Yes, it did happen almost 30 years ago. Yes, the U.S. did fuck up and kill a bunch of fucking innocent people.
Oh, we still do that to this day, in fact.
Correct.
Oh, shit.
Correct. Also, fuck China. Also, I'm just trying to get banned, man. Trying to get banned. Anyway.
All right.
Anyway, so
Make us celebrities.
Maybe. Fuck. Anyway, so yeah, we might. So I mean, how do you guys feel? Do you guys feel the same way? I already know how you feel, but I mean, do you feel the same way I do? You know, it's a video game.
Yeah, not only like that it's a video game, but I mean, like people got to take into account, like you know, like we play games like this, but we're not shooting up schools and things like that. We're not going insane. We're not doing anything crazy. I think even once again, I know Sony kind of dropped the ball. I think it didn't want to sell it to Russia, but I think Russians probably wouldn't even care. And I don't know. I mean, I haven't played the game yet, but now I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, dude, it's a blast. And I'll tell you, like I said, I mean, I've said it before, and I actually think I thought I had Jonathan interested in it a little bit. It's one of them things where you feel uncomfortable, but you don't. It's really hard to explain. You ever felt uncomfortable, but you didn't know it? You're uncomfortable, but you're like, man, I really don't know how to feel. Like that's exactly how you feel. Like it's like it's got a mission where you're running through. It's called Clean House. You're running through a house and you hear babies crying, and you see this lady running for what you think is the baby. But really, she's going to grab a detonator. So you got to decide: do I put her down, or do I let her grab that? Do I let her grab the baby or the detonator? Which one? It's real life shit. You know,
that's what you're saying. Yeah,
soldiers actually do deal with that shit.
Yeah,
you know, and you hear stories about it all the time. I got friends of mine that have told me multiple stories about how they had to shoot people because they thought they had a bomb on them and they really didn't, and they're like, "Oh my god, now I got to live with that." You know, it's real shit like that.
And that's actually them playing it safe still. You know what I mean? Because it could have been them trying to pick up a baby or something like that. You know. And I mean,
actually, there is that part in there where they do pick the baby up and shoot the lady with the baby. And if you do that enough, it'll kick you out of the game and delete all your progress. Like if you do it, I think it's 3 times. If so, you do it, you shoot the lady and she's holding the baby. I believe it's either the baby or the lady. You shoot one. So if you do it once, it tells you like a little "what the fuck are you doing?" or who or it gives you some kind of fucking.
Yeah, I know when you like shoot like your like one of your teammates or something.
It actually says what's wrong with you, I believe, and then
I get that.
you do it again, and it happens again. It says, "Dude, what the fuck?" And then you do it again, and it just kicks you out of the game. And I believe it deletes your progress.
You know, that's fair.
I mean, there's been a couple games like that back in like Assassin's Creed. You know, if you killed an innocent or an animal or something, it'd say your ancestors didn't do this, and you did it twice. It desync you, and then you get kicked out of the game.
Yeah, I remember.
It never went as far as like deleting your.
You can't advance to the game if you kill like an innocent person.
Right.
Yeah, there was some type of a couple games have done that where if you kill too many innocent people on missions, it'll just kick you out and you'll have to restart.
Yeah, you just restart level. But
I don't think I've ever seen a game that you do it enough it deletes your progress in a game. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think it actually deletes your mission save, I believe.
Well, that's why you probably have to start a mission over from scratch again, right?
That might be what it is. It might just take your checkpoints away.
Okay, so what I'm saying, when it comes to Call of Duty, right, you cannot do the same game in space because I think they tried that, and it didn't really work out. So
Really didn't work out.
That
yeah,
was also Infinity Ward. I mean, it wasn't that campaign actually wasn't that horrible.
it
Stand the
wasn't
gameplay in
terrible.
that.
I actually liked the game.
The game was fun. The game I just didn't like. I don't like the whole exosuit thing and all that. That just wasn't my thing.
Yeah, the
The game was
multiplayer.
the multiplayer was horrible. I always love Call of Duty campaigns. I couldn't wait till this came out so I could play the campaign.
Did they have a controversial scene in that one?
Every Call of Duty has a controversy.
Right. I mean, more or less. I meant what was the
For the space one, not really. I mean, they had like them attack like a town, but I mean, you didn't really see people really die in a sense. But
I mean, it's almost like it's really weird. It's almost like the guys from Infinity Ward and fucking who was the other one? Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and Sledgehammer just sit down when they're making their games and just like, hey, what's controversial right now? And then they do that. They do whatever's controversial, and they put it in their game.
Great thing about those controversial things, just like this baby shooting thing, it really kind of gives you perspective. If somebody doesn't know what it's like to be in that situation and you're condemning other people for whatever they did, what would you have done in that moment? You had like a split-second decision to make for all this, and you're going to be chastised afterwards. So it really kind of puts you in that frame of reference, and I really love that Call of Duty does stuff like that.
And no, I want them to push it farther. I want them to go. I want them to go farther with it. Like that's the way I feel about it. Like I want to play this right here because, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot more they can do. I guess I think they're just testing the waters a little bit, but I'm saying push it farther.
The one thing I'll tell you guys, if you're not a big Call of Duty fan like I am, if you don't like the multiplayer, wait till a sale hits. Wait till the next one come out or a sale hits to try to borrow it from somebody if somebody's got a physical copy, and just play the campaign. Like they can't, dude. I'm telling you, it'll make you. I haven't, like I said, I've discussed this multiple times. I haven't wanted to replay a campaign in a long time. This one I actually want to go back and I want to replay. I don't know if there's any collectibles to get. Usually they have like computers or intel or stuff you find. I did not find any of that stuff, and I usually am one of the people that looks corner after corner after corner. The very last mission in that game, dude, it's a blast. And the reason it's a blast because Call of Duty did something it hasn't done in a while. I won't spoil it, but I will tell you it's a small open world area, and it gives you like 4 objectives, and you have to do each one, and you choose how you want to do it. And it's so fun. I love that game. So, like I said, it's a blast.
Sit down and disconnect yourself from the video game,
from real life,
right? Then you really have no point in playing.
Then why are you playing games?
Back when No Russian was about, I ran through that mission a couple of times, and it never really clicked to me that I was killing civilians and how fucked up that was in a real life situation.
I mean, if you really want to think about it.
Until I saw that there was a controversy, and I was like, oh shit, now that I sit and think about it, it's a thing. In my mind, it was just a video game.
I mean, Adam, if you want to think about it, man, you say killing innocent people. Multiplayer, you're technically killing people. You might not be killing innocent people, but you're technically killing people.
You're killing the enemy.
You are killing the enemy, which is technically killing people. You're technically murdering people.
Right.
But I mean, you get the same thing out of almost any video game nowadays. Almost, I'm gonna say, man, I'd say 72% of video games have some sort of murder in them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as fun and friendly as Fortnite. I mean, people be like chain popping and dancing on that one.
Yeah, I mean, but also Fortnite's there for its audience, for the kids. It's supposed to be for the kids, even though it's mainly for a lot of adults play. But I mean, I see what you're saying though. I mean, it's Fortnite is what it is, and Fortnite is great for that. It's something that I believe John talked about recently, letting his son finally play Apex, and or either letting him or he asked, and John told him, "I'll let you play when I feel like it's okay for you to play." Right. And Apex really doesn't show any blood or anything, if I remember right. Right? Apex doesn't do blood and gore.
I don't think it does blood. I think it does in some way. You know what I mean? Like
I don't remember if it does blood.
I don't think it does. I'm not sure. I haven't really seen it.
John, you would know that. I don't.
Is there blood spray, but there's no like blood in the game? Maybe. But I honestly can't think of it. I don't feel like there is any blood, but
I don't feel like there is either.
I don't want to sit there and say that it isn't.
You know what? I bet there's not, because I remember Titanfall 2 not having a lot of blood. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Titanfall 2's campaign did have a shitload of blood. But I mean, Jedi Fallen Order is not going to have. Jedi Fallen Order is not going to have any kind of blood or any kind of. I know you can't dismember people in there. In Jedi Fallen Order, they've already said that you can dismember animals and you can dismember robots, but you cannot dismember. And so obviously there won't be any blood. But
I'm quite sure they're going for that PG, like that, that teen rating probably with that too,
Well, I mean, you got to think about it, man. Like, when did you guys get into video games? In all honesty, what age?
3 or 4.
Same thing with me too, like around that same age too.
Around 3, 4, or 5. That's about normal for a
I
normal.
was indoctrinated into the games.
Well, Adam,
Nintendo 64, whenever that was released.
Like 95.
96 probably. 96,
I think it's
right?
96. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when did yeah, it makes sense.
Because 91 was SNES, I think.
How long was 64 out? Was 64 out was a good amount of years, wasn't it? Well, like relevant.
It was released in North America in 1996, and it was discontinued in 2002.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was planning in 1997 because my brother had a Japanese one, and I was playing Mario 64 like in Japanese, not knowing understanding anything. But I got all was it 120 stars?
120 or 125, one of them too. But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's 120. I've never got 120 stars on Mario 64, so I don't know. But anyway,
yes, Apex did indeed have blood splatter effects.
Okay, they have blood splatter. Okay, I mean, just a fun fact about Michael. Michael has only actually beaten like 3 Mario games in his lifetime. So, one of them was recent on my Wii U, which was 3D World, which was amazing. I love that one. I love the fuck out of that game. God damn it, dude! Don't know how I missed this shit. I haven't played Odyssey yet. I've been trying to find it for a solid price just so I can play it because I hear from multiple friends of mine that it's just amazing.
It's a super fun game.
That's what I've been hearing. Actually, you were one of the ones that told me it was good.
The motion controls with that, being able to throw the hat and stuff like that, all those different little things really kind of make the game, I think, as far as using it on the Switch.
But I mean, you guys were saying with the whole, I asked you guys about when you got into gaming for the reasoning of Eric, you saying that they're trying to get that PG-13 rating because they know they're get sales out of the teenage people. That they know this is what they want, even though adults, this is kind of what we want too, it's
got to be like a happy middle ground. I mean, like at the same exact time, we love Zelda, but we also love Call of Duty. So
yeah,
but it's like what kind of mood you want to, what kind of mood you in, what kind of game you want to play.
People, this is the last thing I'll tell you about this, and I'll let you guys tell me if you agree on this, which I'm sure you will, because you're probably like me. Listen, if you can't put video game in life into 2 separate areas of your brain and play and forget about it, then you probably shouldn't be playing video games and you should probably seek help. That's all. That's what I'll say. If you're playing a video game, I've played Grand Theft Auto multiple hours and I've never wanted to go steal a car from somebody and just beat I've thought about it, but I've never done it.
I thought it would be cool.
I've thought about it. I mean, every time, I ain't gonna lie to you, every time I'm behind a goddamn truck that's got that ramp, I think about it. But I mean, it doesn't mean I do the shit. It's one of. I mean, do these games put thoughts into your mind? Yes, they do. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's a very small section in your mind where you can it would be really cool, or I wonder what would happen if this video game was real life.
Or if this happened. I mean, I was talking to Jonathan. I was talking to Jonathan a couple weeks ago. We actually had this exact conversation. Yep. One of my favorite movies of all time is Inside Man. And because I think Inside Man had the coolest bank robbery of all time that nobody's thought about doing. And it was one of the things where it was like, oh, I could have done that. Fuck, that's a good ass idea. Yeah. It's just like, but you don't see me doing that. It's one of those things. So
like Ocean's 11 or something like that too. Like all those movies are.
Anything that
Ocean's movies.
It kind of does that for anything that we watch nowadays. But to be an advocate for the other side a little bit, I would say I can see how they're. Well, you know me, I like to argue both points.
Nothing less.
But
you're for the man,
the misinformation. You know what I mean? Like. Us playing this game over here for somebody who has no idea, they're going to go automatically, oh, that's interesting. And they might actually learn it that way and think, oh, well, Russians really did this during blah, 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 blah. And if they ever go to visit that area, they might start thinking that. But we go back then as well and say, who the fuck's going to Kuwait and Middle East to go see these things?
Right.
No fucking buddy.
How is that going to affect me in my day-to-day life, knowing that
it's not affecting you in your day-to-day life, but it affects other people and how you perceive them.
Yeah.
So, it's just like anything.
What I have to walk away from is, I make the choice to play the game, and I make the choice to either take that away from it or just leave it on, the the screen and walk
there's,
away.
there's so many other games to play and everything that
Yeah.
you don't have to play Call of Duty. In other words, you know,
I mean,
if you feel like that's not your taste, then don't do it.
And here's the thing I always tell people with kids. I mean, you know, when my little brother was, when did what's called come out? When did Grand Theft Auto 5 come out? 08 or give me a Adam, give me Adam, give me that.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
I know it came at the end.
13? Okay,
Yeah.
13. My little brother was 10 years old and he was playing Grand Theft Auto 5. I did not buy him this. My parents bought him this because my parents have Eric, you've probably met my parents before multiple times. My parents are cool people, and they bought me video games when I was a kid. I was playing shit. My buddy Jermaine, I was playing pretty much my brother. I was playing fucking Grand Theft Auto 3 on his PS2 back in the day. And when I was a young kid, my little brother, you know, he's got a 4.4 GPA, and I don't ever see that bitch going to shoot somebody. He's scared of a goddamn gun, but he plays the shit out of some fucking GTA 5. You know, it's one of those things. You know, I Jonathan, I can see your way of like somebody like me who has never, I discussed with you guys before. Excuse me. I did not know anything about the Highway of Death before I played this game until this controversy came out. So when I seen that, did I on it? But in this instance, so hear me out. When I was playing that mission of Highway of Death, I never once thought that was real.
Absolutely.
Because I didn't know about it. Now, if I would have heard about that before, I'd have been like, "Oh shit, this is real." But when I was playing it, never once did I be like, "This place is probably a real place."
But you was still like, "This is a cool mission." That's what I always think.
Cool mission. This is a cool mission, and sometimes I do think about, man, this, like, especially in this Call of Duty, this shit could actually happen. This could actually happen. Is all I say. Is all I probably hear me say. But I can see where you're coming from, of somebody not knowing it and being like, I wonder if this was a thing, and look it up, and then they go, because this is a video game and people do pull real things for video games. So I can see that. See that.
The fact that there is a controversy is actually self-serving to that point. That there's a controversy, so out now where it's put to our forefront, we see it, and we go, "Oh, okay. Well, now I know that this is what really happened." And we really don't have to worry about the game anymore. So you can kind of push that to the side now. Yeah. We've had a controversy. We know that it's not a real thing. We don't have to worry about misinformation. So we can just push that aside and enjoy the game. So I don't think there's a point.
I really do like this quote that the narrative director came out with and said, because I mean it pretty much states exactly. I mean, they've got if you play the game, you got Russian people, you got Russian antagonists. Is that what a bad person's called in a movie? Antagonist? Yeah, because you got a protagonist and antagonist, right? Okay, so yeah, you got a Russian antagonist that's bad, but you also have a Russian guy in Nikolai that's really good and helps you out. You've got stuff in there. There's also stuff in the game. There's also waterboarding in the game, which is also part of the controversy. I forgot to bring up. There's I'm sorry. Let me do this right. There is a waterboarding mini game in the game.
Oh, mini games.
To where you're actually moving your head.
That. Is it like Mario Party?
No.
There was a waterboarding mini game in GTA.
There's a guy holding. Yes, I do remember that, Adam. There's a guy actually holding a gasoline, like a gasoline container of water over your face and just pouring water, and you're having to. So the water's here, and you're having to move the stick and try to move the water out of your face and able to. And then you have to press in the left stick, I believe it is on Xbox, to breathe. And then the guy's like, and the guy tells you, because there is some player choice in the game, like with stuff you say, like you can, like he's like. He pulls one of your people in there. Spoilers. He pulls one of your people in there, and he's holds a gun to her head and says, "Breathe or die, or breathe or she dies." So if you pass out, she dies, and then bam, you got to go through the mission like that. There's no redo it. You got to go through the mission like that. So, and then you just got one less person. But anyway, that's that was also part of the controversy. I forgot to tell you guys about that. But
so you can't breathe, or you can't save her. In other words.
No, well, you do. I mean, shit, it's a spoiler. If so for that certain part, because there's 3 times you do it. For that certain part, if you do breathe and you don't pass out, because if there's too much water poured in your face, you pass out and the guy punches you and you wake up. So if you don't pass out, he takes her back to the cell or whatever, and she's still good, basically. So I mean, I didn't fail it. I passed it, but it's rough trying to get away from that water, but so you got to play with it. But yeah, that was part of the controversy as well. It's another one of the most stupid things. I feel like developers should be able to put whatever they want to in their games, and it shouldn't be a problem. That's just
question for you. At the very beginning of the game, was there a disclaimer stating that this had nothing to do
No,
That covers all bases.
no. I'm sorry. Finish your statement. I said it before you said.
Okay. Was there a disclaimer that's saying that this is not based on historical facts?
I don't
All
remember.
Call of Duty games say that.
Right.
Normally, yes, but there was not a disclaimer when you started the single player campaign that said that. What there was a disclaimer saying was there is graphical content in this game, and you had to press A to press OK to be able to play the game.
Right, and there's normally one of those as well. So what I'm saying is,
Usually it comes up on the boot up, doesn't it?
Yes,
on the boot up. It
Yeah.
should say this is.
I mean, technically, waterboarding is graphical content because that's graphical content. So you should know better ahead of time. So
we're shooting babies, but
I don't know. I don't know exactly. I don't know what else people expect from a game that's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's modern. It's today. It's 2019. This game is based in the months of 2019. Like I said, the very first mission you walk out, it's like October 24th, October 25th, 2019. The second mission, you're walking out into London on October 26th or October 27th, 2019. You walk into Piccadilly Circus and a fucking bomb goes off. You know, it's random shit like that. You know, it's dude, I'm telling you, you got to play this campaign. This campaign's amazing, and I love it. Like I will
really
always,
want to, but like I said, I've got to wait for it to be cheap. Yeah,
you should wait for it. I'm not gonna lie. If you're only gonna play for the campaign, then wait for it to be cheap.
Yeah,
that's how. But you'll get your money if you buy it for $20, you'll get your money's worth. In all honesty, you buy it for $30, I feel like I got my money's worth buying it for $60. In all honesty, we've been on this a while though. Let's move on.
Yeah, I'll say one thing about it is I agree with you that I really like the statement they made, and it's a lot better than some statements that were made in other places about different controversies. So, but that's probably the best statement I've heard in a long time about a controversy from a company.
The last thing I'll say is I agree. Well, you agree with me, but you can tell in that statement that they cared about the game.
Absolutely.
And they cared about the stuff they put into the game, and they knew why they put that in the game, and there was an immediate answer.
Absolutely.
So that's always a good thing. This next story here. So if we all don't know, I've actually discussed this multiple times, and I'm fucking annoyed. I'm tired of talking about Blizzard in this goddamn show. But there was a Mitsubishi, I believe it's Mitsubishi Taiwan, is was one of the sponsors. Mitsubishi Motors Taiwan was one of the sponsors for Hearthstone Esports. Basically, they worked with Blizzard. This comes to us from GameSpot, Steve Watts. That partnership has ended, and they have ended their sponsorship. And supposedly, there was a report that also said that Coca-Cola and Asus are no longer sponsors as well, but they did not respond to comment. So do you? I'll let you gentlemen. Would you guys expect anything less? I mean,
yeah. I mean, but this is why protest works. You know, I mean, the CEO did something that acted in the best interest of his company. You know, because if you don't do what you're supposed to do for the best interest of your company, they're going to replace you and get some other CEO that would.
In and out.
Yeah. So, I mean, majority of us assumed that it was wrong because there's freedom of speech and everything, but I try to look at what this CEO was dealing with as well. Even though I thought that was a dumb move on his part, because now people are protesting outside of, BlizzCon and stuff, and he had to go on stage and apologize.
I thought it was the dumbest, I think the dumbest thing I thought about it, besides fucking over a guy and screwing a guy over, for, like I've told John, once again, I will say this, I've said this fucking 19,000 times. I am the most ignorant person when it comes to politics. That's who I am. So I'm just saying that before I discuss this, because if I say anything dumb, I can get called out and it's okay. But we're in a country of democracy, correct? I always ask this because I never understand this shit. probably asked Jonathan this 5 times.
I know. So I've talked about democratic republics like a million times, and how we're a unique form of government.
I'm learning. I'm learning. Goddamn it, leave me alone.
I'm not hitting on you.
Blizzard brought their company up inside of a democracy. So basically what Blitzchung was wanting he's wanting a democracy for China. And
for Hong Kong, not China.
For Hong Kong, I apologize. Thank you.
Yeah.
For Hong Kong. And y'all are fucking you're killing him for this? Like, you're killing him because he's wanting what you have? That's what was annoying to me. And the dumbest part of it was you did this a couple weeks before your biggest convention of the year. Why?
But it's business. So my thing, like I said earlier, I think that they got a lot of business over there in China, so they're trying to keep those people happy. I don't know if you know that they changed around a lot of games and stuff so that way, in a lot of movies, so that way it can be sold in China.
Yeah, China doesn't allow things like skeletons. Like you're not allowed to take. You got to take skeletons out of your game, and you got to change a bunch of stuff up. But like I was telling Jonathan last night, a lot of those are only like there's a bunch of games that do that. Now there are some that change it up all titles, but there are certain forms of stuff that's only released in China. Like we may get a different game than China does because China doesn't allow this stuff. And I mean that's cool. That's on them. You know that's what they do.
Yeah, but it's a bigger market. They got millions and billions of people. I can't remember how many millions of people they got or whatever. But the amount of people that actually can buy these games in China, that's what they got. It's just good stuff. I mean, why you think the NBA is like telling people to shut up and dribble and stuff? You just do what you got to do because these companies try to make money.
See it from a business point, and I mean I do. I try, and I'm like you. I try to see it from the business point because the guy does have family to feed as well. So you gotta try and save your job. But I mean, we talked about it before. 15% of their business comes from China, so you got 85% at that point of the rest of the world that's got your business here.
Well, Google's not in China.
Google, okay. I thought Google's in China.
I thought Google was in China.
They pulled it out. They pulled it out, and they were going to release a China specific, but they decided not to.
Which means tons of fucking content filters.
Yeah, China pretty much said we got to run the servers, and we got to do what we want to do with these servers. So. People can't Google one of the pool or nothing.
I mean, a couple things have done it. Like this, like you said something about the NBA. Apple pulled an app not too long ago. That was for the protesters in China, pretty much saying where there's tear gas at. They've done that a couple times. I mean, or they've done that. I mean, I see it from a business standpoint. You got to protect the company, but then I see it at
Apple's standpoint. That could be a liability because Apple supported this app stating this and cause bodily harm.
I mean, I'm talking about from the Blizzard standpoint. I understand it from a business standpoint. You're going to lose. You're losing your money. Okay, yes, you are losing out. You're in China.
Yeah. And somebody's going to look at 15% being cut for profit. Some shareholders not going to hear, well, we lost 15 in profit. They're like, well, we just lost money.
Right. I try to think about it. If I was CEO, and what if I said, you know what, fuck this, that guy's right, blah 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 blah. Let him keep this. Let him keep blah blah. And then I walk in front of investors and they're like, what the fuck, you should have done this, blah, blah. And then you think about it. But then you got to look at this. We also talked about a couple weeks ago that you got people that are like the American University kids. The American University kids came on and did the same thing as the Hong Kong protest, just seeing what they get, and they didn't get nothing for at least a week. And then they finally got 6 months.
Well, so after they announced they quit, then they got banned.
Yeah, I believe it was.
They quit first, and then they're like, oh, now we'll ban you. Like, no, well, you should have done it in the first place.
One of the kids, and he's over there playing. What's that game? The one that was going to give Blitzchung his money. They were going to get
Magic the Gathering.
No, not Gwent.
Oh, it's the competitor. What was it called?
Gods and no, we said competitor. And it's actually not. It's actually a really small card game. It's called Gods and Monsters, I believe. But yeah, it's just I see it from a business standpoint, man. I just don't think to be honest, I couldn't be a CEO because this would be one of them things where it's got to be a hard decision for that guy. Like Jonathan talks so much shit about the dude, but
I talk so much shit.
You kind of did. You kind of talked some shit about J. Allen Brack last night. But
well, for sure. And I'm not saying what I said to you about him was more of that the speech and the apology was the problem I had with it.
But see, the thing was, what I was trying to explain is you could tell he's reading off cue cards. I bet he didn't write that. I can bet you that was a PR right.
100% he didn't write that.
Yeah.
It's one of them things that I love this word. Once again, it's called a bunch of word salad. It's a bunch of stuff that's put together by PR, and then you got to read it. But at one point in that video, I'm not sure if you guys watched the video of J. Allen Brack apologizing, but at one time in the video, you can tell he's about to break down. Like he almost breaks down and cries. Like I can fully tell that. I can look at the guy and be like, man, I kind of feel bad for you. You can say what I know how to cry. I can tell that.
Yeah. Well, we all got experience crying.
I mean, it's one
I felt like it was more nervousness on his part.
I hope so. He's probably going to get assassinated. He's probably worried about getting assassinated. With all these crazy.
Like I told you, like anybody who's taken a speech 101 class sees all the bullshit that was in that speech.
Right.
And so many devices that they use to win you over and then detract you and bring it over. Not that they're not. I mean, obviously they're trying to do that. If they're a business, they want people to get over it so they continue to buy their product. But was it the right thing to do? No,
No,
it
wasn't.
was bullshit. Like, I know you don't give a fuck, and that's okay. That is okay. They, like we've said already, there's so many different points. They're a business. You're trying to fucking run their business. There is all right, well, freedom of speech was violated, kind of. But
Well,
then you've
he
got
violated tournament rules in stating that.
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
Yes, but fuck all that bullshit, to be honest with
You,
you. You know,
you can say
plain,
fuck,
devil,
but
plain devil's advocate.
if you sign a contract.
I understand that, and a friend of mine pointed this out to me. If somebody in Wendy's sat there and goes, "All right, well, protests and says free China or whatever," in the middle of Wendy's or Burger King or something like that, they're gonna fire that motherfucker. And I brought up the point of, okay, well, they're not gonna fire somebody if they're legitimately, all right, well, here's your food today. By the way, free China. It's a scale of how much
how over the top it is.
Yeah, we're not saying this kid did over the top. So
Yeah, I
you know,
don't think it was over the top.
And see, I don't believe it was deserved. I mean, there wasn't over top.
Oh.
Yes, he had a gas mask on. Yes, he said, whatever continues out to Viva la Revolution, basically.
Liberate Hong Kong revolution of our age.
Thank you, intern. So yeah, basically, I mean, with nothing bad was said. It's just one of the things to where, yes, like Adam said, he violated. If that contract is true, which it probably is, most streaming contracts do say stuff. Most contracts say shit like that nobody ever reads. It probably does state the fact that you can't, whatever is the thing, you can't do this.
Prohibits players from doing anything that offends a portion or group of the public.
The only thing I don't like about that, what you just said right there, is the only thing I don't like about now that right there pretty much covers what he did. But the only thing I don't like about that is that now we're in a world where everything offends everybody. So that pretty much states everything. You can't do anything. So
that's like the OK sign is now racism.
Yeah, it's just like
that's
if
a lot
somebody
more to that than that. I won't even go into it, but
it's like I heard once again, I'll go back to what I listened to. I heard Greg Miller talking about it on Kind of Funny Games Daily of okay, if I win a Hearthstone tournament and I walk up and say, I just want to thank God, okay, there you go. I just offended somebody. I offended an atheist because they don't believe in God. That's the type.
Probably more like offending a Muslim, to be honest with you, or somebody who's Jewish
That's the thing is, but somebody's gonna be offended, and that's gonna be like a dumb thing about it, right? I mean, nobody would have made a big deal out of this. Like what Blizzard did made the situation like they shone a light on a lot of things and made it worse. So when Blizzard did it, then the NBA started doing it, and then like a lot of people start cracking down on things.
Actually, the NBA shit was before Blizzard doing it.
Yep.
I mean, when the NBA was a couple days before, and it was weird that it happened all within a week. The thing that I still get out of was Blizzard waited too long. They waited too long to apologize. They waited too long to give the guy his money. They waited too long to pull that ban back. That ban shouldn't have been there in the first place. You got people beating their goddamn girlfriend on camera and they're getting a 2-week ban. And you got a guy coming up and saying this, yeah, he's probably gonna cost you a little bit of money. And you're banning this guy for a year? I mean, come on, man. I mean, the thing is, it's like this right here. Blizzard's going to obviously have their people that are gonna make them money. This guy was a big player in Hearthstone. He comes out and does this, of course, he violates your contract, whatever it is, you do what you got to do. But if we would not have been talking. We'll see if you agree. We would not have been talking about this today if after that they would have pulled him into a room and said, "Hey, man, look, I need you to pay me 10% of your earnings because you did this. You violated the contract. If you do this again, there will be a ban." And it just did that quietly with nobody knowing about it. We would have never been talking about this today.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of them things to where if I honestly believe they waited too long to talk about it, and actually Brack does say that in his article, but I believe that PR probably pulled a lot of that from what other outlets.
Things was happening. Yeah, because I mean there was like things on like they did very like you said a lot of things but they screwed up because they still banned the guy for a long time and the whole time they, like you said, they didn't say anything. So you're gonna wait till Blizz kind of say all this stuff?
The thing that got to me kind of was, and I feel really bad for the dude, was the article came out with him Blitzchung's statement about it, and he's just like humbled that they gave him his money back. Like he's like blaming himself and really humbled that they gave him his money back, and he can't wait to play again. Like the dude still wants to play this game. Like you have a guy that you just fucked over, and the guy still wants to play your game because he could probably go to any card game, because most card games, if you have good strategy, obviously you can be good at it. So he could go to any card game right now and play and be really good at it, and he still wants to play your game after you fucked him over.
I'm more than positive, like you said. I mean, like, look, I mean, like when people was like quitting and stuff like that in protest, they wouldn't probably apologize. To be honest, that's the way I look at it. Only because it affected them financially is when they start apologizing.
If this never would have came up, and the public wouldn't have known about this, they would have never apologized. Nothing would have been brought up, and it would have been let go. I mean, it's like me and Jonathan talked about this a couple weeks ago. How many of us, Eric? How many of us, honestly, do you believe actually know about this? How many people that play all of Blizzard's games, Diablo 3, Overwatch, WoW, Hearthstone, Legends of the whatever it's called? How many people how much of that community, percentage wise, do you actually think knows what happened here
In Hong Kong?
day one? No, not in Hong Kong. Just knows what happened with Blitzchung day one.
Oh,
nobody
day one.
really.
No.
I'd be surprised if it was more than a single percent.
I said me and Jonathan said a third. So a third of the players know about this. Okay. All right. So you still got two.
I think it's way more.
I understand that was an estimated thing that me and Jonathan did, because it's like, even if you lose, okay, now you've lost a third of your profits. They still got two thirds of their profits still. So them losing that third of their profit is still hurting them, but they still got 2/3 of their profits. So, it's crazy to think about, and them coming out with this apology yesterday was, some of it, I really honestly believe if Blizzard would have been like, hey man, look, Mr. Brett, let me let you get up here and tell your own. I want you to tell how you really feel about this. If he really felt bad, which like I said, some of that I kind of felt like he did. Most of it I could tell was a bunch of word salad and talking, and you could tell he was reading cue cards the whole time. I mean, it's one of the things where you could tell, you could tell he's looking at it. I for some reason I'm weird and I pay attention to that in videos and see what they're looking at. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of the things where you could tell if they would have got him out there and he'd have been like, look, man, let me talk to y'all about this. Get his applause, whatever, and blah, blah, blah. I think it would have been a little bit different. But also, I think the timing's weird. You're at your biggest event in the world. Of course, you're going to fucking come out there and apologize.
Yeah, you got to address it then. Because, I mean, and the thing is, it makes the employees look bad, too. That's what I know some of the employees, like, actually protest, but it was just an overall bad situation and stuff like that the employees had nothing to do with.
I'm glad you brought employees up, because as Jonathan was talking about this last night, as I've discussed, Jonathan wrote me a long ass text and I didn't text back because I'm tired of talking about this. Like, I'm annoyed. It just annoys me talking about it because I don't, and I think I'm annoyed talking about it because I really don't understand politics and stuff too much. So it kind of, once I get into it, it's kind of like, my brain fries. But anyway, I'm glad you brought that up, because what annoys me more is there was is that people talking about, I'm gonna get on my phone for a minute, guys. There was a the boycott Blizzard thing. You had that, right? And yes, you are hurting Blizzard, but a lot of people, what you're hurting is you're hurting developers. Because here, Eric, I'll ask you. You're probably the only one that can actually relate to this. Yeah. You've been a developer, okay? Let's say you're a developer working on a game, and your company does some dumb shit. I'm going to use this example, and everybody loves this example. Let's say you work for Valve, and you're making Borderlands, or not Valve, Gearbox. Let's say you're working for Gearbox and you're making Borderlands. Yeah. And Randy Pitchford's still doing all his dumbass bullshit that he does, and it's making you look bad as a developer. Do you still want people to buy your game, or do you not want people to buy your game because you don't agree with Randy Pitchford?
Well, I see what you're saying, though. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's still a job. But I mean, like, it's my vision.
You still get money. And this is your artwork that you've worked on, that you've busted your ass on.
Part of my storyline, part of my functionality, part of my art assets and stuff. I mean, part of it, the UI developed. I mean, of course. I mean, look, there was, even then, like, if you just say Blizzard, right? I mean, other parts of Blizzard would be probably affected as well. Like, they was worried that this right here would affect Call of Duty, right? Activision Blizzard.
And we talked about that actually.
Yeah, so I mean,
that I had to come on here. I didn't have to, but I came on here and explained why I bought Call of Duty. I bought Call of Duty not to support Activision because I wanted to support Infinity Ward because they have nothing to do with this situation. They're an Activision company, you know.
Yeah, so I got into it with some people on my Facebook because on the Switch when Overwatch came out,
I seen
share
that.
button.
I seen you getting on with that. I seen you getting on.
So I got two of my very outgoing friends was talking about why are you posting. I'm like, first off, I didn't know nothing about this. The guy had me read up on it, but I saw another good point later on online. One guy said, don't get mad at Blizzard necessarily, because the people who ported the game to Switch was Iron Galaxy. They make money off of that.
Yeah.
So you pretty much ruining them if you don't play this game. But it's like, and I've also made the point of look, I didn't know this was going on. I just bought I preloaded the game, and I didn't realize they was like, oh, you could have got a refund. Not before I knew internet stuff was going down,
Yeah.
And I was like, but now that it's over with, I'm like, what now? Now can I post a video?
The reason I bring this up is because there was a tweet that I seen from Brittany Braunbacher yesterday on Twitter, and she said there's obviously a lot of controversy with Blizzard at the moment. That said, I don't think it's fair to pretend like we're not excited over what we're seeing here today because I'll get into that. What we're seeing here today, many people have worked very hard, and I think they deserve the praise hype. And in parentheses says it doesn't mean we forgot and give Suits a pass. I mean, a lot of this isn't having anything to do with developers. A lot of this is the Suits. I mean, a lot of this is Suits. It's above their pay grade. I mean, when I seen Diablo 4 yesterday, dude, I was fucking ecstatic. I was so excited because I didn't think I was gonna. I love Diablo. Diablo's one of my favorite. The
last one came out in 2011, right?
13.
10?
13.
Real?
Diablo 3? Yeah, I believe it. Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
We'll probably have to check because I know I lived in Gainesville at the time. So.
12.
12?
Okay.
Yeah, 12, 13. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
My mommy.
Excuse me. To take what you guys are saying even further is what we get behind this and we get all bent out of shape. But what's the real problem? Like, what is the real problem? It's fucking China and it's fucking the communist government and all that other garbage. That's the real problem, and their influence on us and what they're doing. They shouldn't be doing that shit to us. Correct. We're not a part of your communist government. Quit trying to take away what we have because you don't like to be called fucking Pooh Bear or whatever.
Yeah, and that's
none of that shit is what does it. And so you really need to let it go to some extent about Blizzard, or at least eventually let it go.
Because it doesn't just boil down to Blizzard. You see the NBA doing it. You see multiple companies doing it at this point. That's what I get so annoyed with is because, and I told you, Jonathan, last night, and I will stand by this. If you want to know the real do I think this is fucked up? Yes, I think everything about this is fucked up, and I don't condone any of it. But the thing I'm tired of is that this is connected to video games. The love of, probably besides my wife, the love of my life, and it's fucking shitty that I have to associate this situation with video. I don't have to, but it's there, and I have to think about it with video games when we talk about this shit. It's just annoying. It's annoying to think about something.
Yeah.
A love of this art, of this hobby, of this whatever you want to call it, and you have to associate that with this shitty thing that happened.
Yeah, and everybody's getting caught up in it. Like I said, I got caught up with it in my social media with people getting mad at me. I didn't know about this stuff. So
yeah.
And hopefully we feel like I want people to move past it at some point. We just, they already, if you follow, because I know you don't, Mike, but they already rescinded it was supposed to be some kind of political bill or whatever. They already backed down on what they was going to do and stuff. So they said, okay, but people in China are still protesting. There's a lot of you hear about that right there because of video games. There's a lot of protests going on around the world that you don't even hear about right now.
Yeah, there's a bunch. It's like just like back in the day. How many people do you think heard of Martin Luther King back in the day? In all honesty, how many people do you think heard about Martin Luther King's jokes and not jokes? I'm sorry.
His jokes. He's good comedian. Yes.
He's good comedian. Yes.
He was up there with Richard Pryor. Let me tell you.
Well, they were living at the same time.
Pryor, yeah.
They were living at the same time. I love me some Richard Pryor. But anyway, but like doing the sit-ins and doing the different protests that all the groups were doing. How many people you think heard about that? Overseas they didn't hear about that crap. Nobody heard about that stuff that was going on over here.
And more in fact, over here people probably thought it was annoying.
Yeah. In all honesty, and it's like
why I just can't eat my white only pie? Why is this black dude interrupting my meal?
You know, I will tell you, there's okay protests and there's shitty protests. Like if I'm trying to go get some milk in the grocery store and I got some protesters coming at me about these goddamn cows, I'm probably going to show you that I'm carrying my 9 and you need to leave me the fuck alone and let me get my goddamn milk and just go the fuck home. Like it's like,
to be fair, they're doing a nice protest at BlizzCon. Like it's not like crazy. It's not. They're not getting people's faces. It's silent. They're just passing out shirts that supporting Hong Kong, and that's basically it. And I do commend Blizzard for allowing them to stay out there. That's
there's no tear gas. Nobody.
There's no tear gas. I mean, if they did that, there would be something on their ass.
I mean, it's not like they had a choice either. But I was going to say,
it is their free right to protest as long as they do it in a. I do know that it is their free right to protest as long as they are doing it in a civil way to where they're not hurting anyone. It's fine, and that's awesome. And he even J. Allen Brack even says that in his opening statement of, I talked to some of you guys today, and some of you guys let me know about it today, and he laughs, and it's true. I mean, they're letting them do it, and they should. I mean, you fucked up. The only thing I wanted from this whole situation was them to come up, which it would never happen because of PR. Hey, we fucked up, and then hey, all right, cool, thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah,
enjoy your day.
I texted you last night.
Diablo 4, bring it.
Oh,
and you know what? I'm gonna play Diablo 4. I can't.
At this point, I'm post pictures online too. My friends get mad at this point. I'm like, I don't care.
I said some stuff last week, and I know I said it on camera, and I said some stuff last week. I was like, I don't know if I want to buy Diablo 4, and then I seen it, and I was like, oh god damn it. You know what? Fuck it, man. I'm not gonna let these developers hurt. These developers want, like, I asked you that question about being a developer, Eric, because I wanted you to tell the tale of, would you still want me to buy this? Yes, of course you would.
I mean, trust me, dude. When I worked at EA, and the Sims had a debacle, I'm hearing about that stuff. People get mad at me, like, you need to go fix the Sims. Like, I didn't work on that, but like, it was just collateral damage. So, because we under the same exact umbrella and everything. Like, so like that happened in Hearthstone. It didn't happen in Overwatch, but I got a splash damage from Overwatch. It didn't happen in Diablo. So you should be able to like buy Diablo, not feel bad about that. You know what I mean? But overall, it's overall arching umbrella of the company.
In all honesty, when you start buying games, it's kind of one of them things where, like you said, you don't care how your friends feel. You kind of get, if there's a controversy around a game or something, like, you kind of got to get into that grind of, I don't give a fuck if somebody says something to me. I love this game. I love this game for a reason. I want to play it. I want to enjoy it. That's how. That's why I don't know why I even said that whole shit about Modern Warfare when I came out and was like, man, I bought this for this reason. I didn't have to explain that to anybody, but it was kind of just one of the things where I was like, if you don't like it, fuck you.
You probably had to preempt this stuff because the way things are nowadays, 5-6 years later, somebody will go look back on the video and go like, this is Mike saying he bought Call of Duty.
Yeah. I mean, either that or you lose followers or even though we don't have a lot, but even a small, I don't want to call us a small show like us. If we lose one follower, it hurts us. People that lose a follower out of 10,000 is not going to hurt them, but it hurts us.
Trust me, on my comedian page sees an influx of people like joining and dropping every week. Right. Because of that stuff right there. And there's been sometimes I've seen our podcast numbers tank, not because of something I said, something that my co-host said. I'm like, oh, you idiot. But he apologized. He apologized for it. Like, he realized he did something dumb, and it's probably partially one of the reasons why he barely even drinks anymore.
Kind of like step porn. I mean, step porn. I mean, it's the thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, but it's out there in the open. It's out. Look, people know.
So is step porn. Apparently,
step porn's very enjoyable, Jonathan. You should go check out Step.
All right, I'm going back to this other subject.
Step company. I'm sorry about that. That's what we're going to talk about. Listen, my step company. How can we do this, Blizzard?
I've said this on several times.
I'm putting step porn on our thumbnail.
Oh Jesus, no.
At least have them all pick into the room.
I'm not even gonna acknowledge you folks talking about step porn right now.
The POV picture of you of the camera facing the door and mom walking in.
Yeah.
Look at mom.
Somebody's on this Switch playing.
Anyway, go ahead.
Walks in and bother them.
Go ahead, John.
Fuck that. Shit. What was I saying?
I don't know.
Oh, like I texted you last night, and I know I've said this before when we're talking about, not buying the Blizzard games and all this other crap that we've gone on for weeks now. But that would make me a hypocrite if I didn't purchase the game that I would want to play, because I don't go out and boycott Chick-fil-A. I buy Chick-fil-A not regularly, but I buy it.
Yeah.
And they don't support LGBTQ community, and I do, and I think it's bullshit. But I still go out and buy it because guess who's not doing that? It's the fucking employees who are getting paid. And yes, guess what? They have a really good company, and they treat their customers really good. And the chicken is fucking delicious.
That chicken didn't do shit.
I rub my nipples with that shit.
I know. My black heathen lips wrapping around that chicken.
Hold on. We're gonna get off. I have to get off on a tangent.
Black heathen lips took you that?
Yes.
Yes, actually. Lips. That's my Xbox Live name. We play Call of Duty.
You need to make that tomorrow. Oh my god.
Take it.
Eric, have you had
do the N-word name? Change it over to that.
You had Popeye's chicken sandwich?
I have not.
Oh, see, that's why I was wondering. I want to know how it was.
I was trying to. Look,
I seen you post a meme about it. That's why I wanted to ask.
I really wanted to. And I knew a comedian chick that actually worked at a Popeyes, and her hands were hurting from slinging those sandwiches all day. So I get it. So,
speaking of sandwiches, that Impossible Burger from Burger King is fucking good.
I've heard it's just a regular burger. I've heard you guys talk about it on the show. Actually, it was Eric that said it. Eric said it's just like another Whopper.
I thought it was a big Whopper. I tried it again. I was like, this is a real Whopper. I just ate this burger meats.
Well, what we're going to find out is it doesn't have any vegetables in it either. It's just meat filler.
Yeah.
Filler.
Well, fun fact, Black Heathen Lips is too long for a gamer tag. But Black Heathen Lip is, and I'm sure you could do some sort of leet spelling for black.
Probably just be okay and be done.
You could probably do BOK. BOK would make sense.
Yeah.
BOK be easy.
I think that won't get banned. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
If I do get to slide with the N-word, then I know good and well Black Heathen Lip will work.
Black Heathen Lips is available.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you for finding that out for him.
If you want to be special, put a C in there instead of an S. It's also available.
Also available.
Thank you so much.
So,
Adam, if you have my name tomorrow, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, so
I'm going to change it right now. I'll be back.
We got this apology out. We got this apology and protest shit out of the way. Let's talk about something else. We'll talk about the Diablo 4 stuff last. But so a next gen Battlefield is in the works, guys. They're going to be skipping 2020 this year. If you're not sure, this Battlefield is normally an every 2-year process. Battlefield 1 was 2016, Battlefield 5 was 2018. New one would technically be 2020. It makes sense for them to drop and wait till the new consoles to drop a new one to show off those beautiful 4K visuals. Just makes sense. Apex plus with Apex Legends being so big right now, it'd be dumb to drop another Battlefield. You see what happened with Battlefield 5 with Firestorm, them dropping Firestorm and dropping them dropping Firestorm and then dropping Apex at the same time. Firestorm really wasn't a mode anymore because of how bad it did. So this article here from Polygon from Michael McWhorter talked a little bit about it's sad. I brought this up not to even talk about Battlefield, but to talk about the fact that they said that they're hyper-focused on Apex Legends, and when they were talking about the possibility of Titanfall 3, CFO Blake Jorgensen said that he couldn't confirm anything, but added, "We won't forget about Titanfall." Titanfall is one of my favorite series, and I believe Titanfall is amazing. Everybody wants Titanfall 3 because Titanfall 2's campaign was, I'm not sure if you guys played it, but Titanfall 2's campaign was very underrated, and it was a wonderful game, and I really think for some reason, EA brought this game out around Call of Duty that year. Adam, can you give me the year that Titanfall 2 and it was Titanfall 2 and what Call of Duty release that was? Titanfall 2 came out around the same time as Call of Duty did, and it was just dumb to do that. It was dumb to bring that out around that because who's going to win that, obviously. So yeah, that's really the reason I wanted to bring this up. But
they were both dropped in 2016, and it was Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
Okay, and Infinite Warfare was obviously the shittier one compared to that was the one with space. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was the shittier one compared to Titanfall 3. It's Titanfall 3, Titanfall 2. I'm sorry, Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 just didn't sell well. But anyway, a new Battlefield game should be coming in about 2022, and that's a good time because by then Scarlet and the PS5 will be, the developers will know what to do with that. Those dev kits and stuff.
Spoke of Apex, by the way, and duos. A new duos mode is coming out on November 5th.
I'm waiting for that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see. It's hard for me to play Apex anymore because every time I get on, I don't like playing with random people. I really don't. And every time I get on, there's really none of my friends that are. I don't really have any PC friends there, so I only have a couple people. And every time I get on, I need to make some friends with some of these people you're playing with, Jonathan. So if they're on, I can play because.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's the reason I don't play.
That's what makes it fun is the friends portion.
And you only get like three people, like three people, right? So like that's what kind of sucks because I know some games you get four.
And then some games you get a solo mode. That solo mode they came out with not too long ago is really fun. What's the mode out right now, John, for the Fright?
Shadowfall.
Shadowfall.
Yeah,
I haven't played
Shadowfall
it yet, but Jonathan says it's fun.
Yeah, I played a decent amount of it, so it was pretty good.
It was fun. I mean, I know you turn into a zombie, and it's fun doing things like that.
But it is fun to run around that fast and tackle people and shit and mass hordes.
Yeah, you get three good hits on them.
Oh yeah,
I definitely got a couple of people and everything, but the main thing is you get to.
So is it a one-shot melee or is it a couple-shot melee?
You probably
depends on how much shields they have and shit.
Okay.
If they have the white shield, I've regularly just one hit, they die. So
if it's early in the game, so what it is like, a certain amount of people come back as like the shadow like people, and then there's a certain point where like a certain people like start dying. Like when half the people are dead, then like the other half has to make it to a drop ship, like the kind of like the Titanfall drop ship.
Mm-hmm.
They just have one of those, so it's good to see that back.
That's awesome. Sure. So moving on here, Death Stranding scores are out or reviews are out. Bunch of kind of, I don't want to say people are middle of the road. I kind of don't, but then I do. You got people like IGN has, of course, everybody knows IGN's a very big outlet. They've got
like how you use the middle finger to wipe your face as you're talking about IGN.
I always I don't hate IGN. I just think IGN does too much clickbait shit. I just think they do a lot of clickbait shit. But I actually like some people at IGN. I hate some of them though. But I mean it's weird because Jonathan posted something on our Facebook about IGN giving it a 68 or a 6.8 actually is their numbers, which is basically a 68, which is basically like average or okay. But yeah. I want people to remember that it's really weird when you have people reviewing games because in these bigger companies, if everybody's busy, they just pull whoever to review a game. And if it's not the right person to review a game, and the only reason I bring that up is because if you look at IGN here, they gave it a 68. IGN Italy gave it a 98 or a 9.8. IGN Japan gave it a 9.5. IGN Spain gave it 8.7. So you look at big things of that nature, and then you got who was the other one? Games Radar gave it a 70. GameSpot gave it a 90. Y'all see any other bigger ones on here? Game Revolution gave it 100. So it's perfect 10 out of 10. Eurogamer 90. EGM gave it 100. EGM's huge. Destructoid at 80. I think this is gonna be one of them games, people, to where if you like Kojima. If you like Kojima's games, you will like this.
But let me ask this right here, though, Mike.
Okay.
I've seen something online where people were going like they was giving it good reviews, but they were still going like this is slow paced. This is like long, methodical. Like, so it's like they said negative things about it, but they giving it a good review. So I don't know if they were like sort of scared.
No, that's a review. That's just a normal review, man. I mean, if you look at, I mean, you're older than me. You've probably looked at multiple reviews, but I mean, reviews now. I mean, reviews are always, you're gonna say positive things, but you want to say the negative things.
Negative stuff as well.
You want to say the negative stuff because you want to be real about it. I mean, people. You always have to remember that. I mean, I know I'm not talking to you guys. You always have to remember reviews are opinions. So just because an outlet doesn't like something doesn't mean it's horrible to you. You might love it. I mean, what was a game they said was horrible? Shit, I can't even think about one right now. But
many games throughout history, they've said it
so
was
many games. They always review games that say they're shitty, and then you play it, and it's like, oh well, Crackdown, perfect game. There you go.
Mhm.
Crackdown got like a 5 point something on IGN scale. I played through Crackdown and enjoyed every. It was I agree. There was everything they said. Was wrong with it. Was wrong with it.
Mhm.
But did I still have a fun time playing that game? I fully
Yeah.
enjoyed my time when I was playing that game.
It wasn't game of the year, but it was still a good game.
No, it wasn't. But it was the fun that I had.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the things where you just got to remember reviews are opinions. I mean, it's you don't want to. I texted Jonathan when he put that up the other day because it kind of sounded like that we had already played the game and he was saying it was a shitty game, and I was like, nah, man, you might have to back that down because we haven't played the game yet. You know, it's now if you play the game and you're like, yeah, I don't like this, then cool. You know, you don't like it. You know, it is what it is. You know, until we play it, we don't know.
I had to reword that a little bit just because I wasn't really saying that that I was disappointed in the game or I didn't like the game. It was saying that I was disappointed in the review because one of the things I was afraid of about this game is that it was going to be really slow and it was going to be painful and it might be some kind of walking simulator for the most part. And those were the key features that brought out, which disappointed me. It didn't mean I'm definitely going to play this game. I'm going to find out for my damn self because nobody's going to tell me how to love a game because there's been so many times in my life where I fucking enjoy that shit. You know, there's a bunch of B and C rated movies that I love to death and think are cult classics because I enjoyed them and nobody else did. So it's just
to say something on that. People hated Top Gun. Top Gun is my all-time favorite movie, and nobody can tell me it was a shitty movie. So I mean, this is how
Top Gun was a shitty movie.
I've heard a bunch of people tell me Top Gun was a shitty movie. You can't.
Top Gun was the biggest movie of the 80s for the most
86,
part.
86 actually.
So, I was born then. That was one of the biggest movies of 86. So, people saying that now are fucking full of shit. So, but you know, it is what it is. You need to play this game, and that is the fault. That is the fault that it's slow. But you know what? You can trust Kojima to have is a damn good story and a damn good fun game to play.
And the thing is, like we said beforehand, he's on his own now. He don't have Konami anymore. You know, he got PlayStation money. You know, Sony funded this.
Got that PS money.
Yeah, he got PlayStation money. Sony funded this, so you know, Sony's got all this shit. So you know, I mean, and Sony's gonna let him do whatever because he's fucking Kojima.
My thing is, I've realized this way, like, you know, like Metal Gear Solid is like one of those things that kind of a long-paced game anyway, right? So, like Metal Gear Solid, like 5 Phantom Pain, I have not finished. Like the last one he did,
yeah,
because it was like it was a great game, but it was like long and drawn out and stuff. So, same thing on question with Death Stranding. I mean, if you keep the action going, but you can't really like fast travel. I heard it's easy and stuff like that. So, I don't know if they can patch that in later on and make it a lot easier to fast travel, or they just whatever. But like if you're into the kind of Kojima games, and that's what you should do. Like I like Heavy Rain, so I was into Detroit. I was into games along those lines, you know.
Yeah, and actually that's actually a really good example because all these outlets hated Detroit, but from what I've heard, Detroit got horrible reviews if I remember right.
But I love Detroit.
I loved all the options.
But if you loved Heavy Rain, like I loved Heavy Rain. I didn't really like Beyond Two Souls too much, but I liked Heavy Rain.
Play that one too.
And I like that one. I liked Beyond Two Souls to an extent, but I didn't like it as much as I did Heavy Rain. I love Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain is amazing, and I enjoyed Detroit. You know, it was just one thing I enjoyed. So
there was so much. I know you hate political shit, but there's so much political shit that goes on in that game, things to make you think. And I love the story of that game. It was just all around. It was good for you to play it. It was. That's what I tell people. I said it was a game that was good for you to play. It's good for up here.
It's all about player choice. I mean, you know, their games are, and I love the fact that these people do player choice games. And review, just like I said, it's one of the things where you just got to remember, people, reviews are opinions of that one person. It's just like if we were to say here today, hey guys, you know, we don't have anybody to review Mortal Kombat. Mike, can you review Mortal Kombat? I review Mortal Kombat. I don't like fighting games. I'm probably not going to give it that great of a score, you know. So are you really going to trust me with that? Are you really going to trust my review? You know,
that's what you're saying.
You know,
the way I look at it,
do we know that?
I want to play, I'm gonna go out and play it, regardless of reviews.
No, and yes, Adam, I agree with what you're saying. Yeah. No, Jonathan, we don't know that this guy hated Kojima's games. No, we don't know who. I don't even know.
Well, I mean, did they just randomly pick some person?
No,
because I feel like they were gonna put somebody important on it.
I can tell
It
you
is a big game, yeah.
I can tell you that the person that reviewed it when I checked the article and because that's one of the first things I do from now on when I check reviews. When I check that article, Adam, give me who reviewed
Tristan Ogilvy.
Never heard of him. Never heard of that person. And I can tell you that everybody big on IGN that I trust is on every single one of their podcasts. And it might be I know it ain't because I hear their voice all day, but because I've actually read those people's reviews from when me and my cousin Perry were playing Diablo 2 back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll tell you this: his gamer tag is Guitar Dude. So
I don't know who that. I don't know that guy. I've never seen him. I've never heard of him. So it's it might be a new person. It might be an intern. You know how these people intern. You never know. I mean, it'd be stupid not to put somebody big on this. You know. I mean, you at this point, I'm not sure if you guys know IGN that well, but you need to put somebody like Ryan McCaffrey, or you need to put somebody, the bigger names that have been there for a long time. You need to put somebody on there whose reviews are trusted in the world. Mm-hmm. But even I say that, and Ryan McCaffrey even came out on Twitter and said that it's a hard pass. He don't want to play it. But wow. At the same time, you don't know. He might not like Metal Gear Solid games. You know, it's one of them things. And I mean, Kojima has literally came out and said that if you don't like Metal Gear Solid, you probably won't like this. I mean, it came out and said that. So, I mean,
why are you playing a Kojima game if you didn't like Metal Gear Solid? That's a question.
I mean, I'm questioning if I'm going to enjoy it. I mean, I'm going to play it, and I'm questioning because I don't really like. I mean, let me put this out there. I like Metal Gear Solid. I don't like I don't like playing older Metal Gear Solid. Now, I liked Phantom Pain. Phantom Pain I enjoyed, but you know, if it's anything, you know, it's we'll see. I'm hoping we get it, and I hope we play it.
Yeah, the only ones I have
mundane part of it. That's it.
Well, the Metal Gear games I have not beat was 3 and 5, I think.
3 and 5.
Yeah, the other ones I played and I quite enjoyed a lot. So
I played one probably. I can probably tell you I started that first mission in MGS1 probably 20 times because I just never went back and played it.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it's just one of them things. It's like playing the final. It's like if you've ever played Final Fantasy VII. Anybody that's never beat Final Fantasy VII has probably played the first reactor of Final Fantasy VII multiple times before they've ever done anything in that game. I mean, you know, I've known multiple people to do that. Or anybody, or just like anybody that's played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. If nobody remembers, Pizza Hut had them demo discs. You played the warehouse, and that's me and my cousin Perry never had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. We had the demo disc, and we played the goddamn warehouse. So because we didn't have to buy it.
So I'm just gonna tell you guys that looking at this guy's profile, it looks like he's only done three game reviews in his time being.
And what are they? Did they say?
Yes. Super Metroid for the SNES. Batman Arkham Asylum for the Xbox 360, and Dead Space for the Xbox 360.
When was that? When was that SNES review?
Jeez.
No, the only reason I want to know is because sometimes they go back and re-review games because it sounds like a young guy, but if it's an older guy, then I mean I could, you know, does it say when the SNES review was?
Trying to find it here.
Okay, don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
remember a little
2007.
Okay, so he's been around IGN for a while.
Yeah, he started in 2007.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, you just it's one of the things where you just never know with people. I mean, it's once again, guys, reviews are opinions. Yourself. If you don't like it, then you don't like it. It is what it is. But if you love it and you say it's the best game of all time, and that's your opinion, that's fine to do. I still believe God of War is the best game of all time, and it's my favorite game of all time, and I will strictly say that God of War 2018 is my favorite game of all time.
Yes.
But I believe a lot of people probably agree with me on that.
Yeah.
What was the game? I think it was Shadowrun on the Xbox 360 that had like good reviews on it, and then everybody bought it, and it was complete fucking shit. And I returned mine within hours of buying the game, and they later kind of went back and adjusted the review because nobody fucking liked the game.
What was another one?
And who did that? IGN did that?
Oh, probably.
I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, back then.
So long ago.
Back then, it was probably IGN. IGN was one of the, if I remember right, IGN was probably one of the only outlets that I remember back in the day. Well, I don't want to say that because there was a lot of magazines. You had official Xbox. You had OXM.
Like and
EGM. Game Informer was out then. Game Informer was big actually then. During those 360 years.
I want to say that was also pretty close to the Game Informer magazine days for sure.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Oh, did you say Game Informer?
Yeah,
I
say
thought you
Game
said
Informer.
something
Yeah,
else.
because Game Informer was big because that's when GameStop's rise was there. Was
Okay. Yeah.
360. All right, guys. You want to talk a little bit about our last story here? We'll get in our last story. We'll talk a little bit about
For our
let's
Blizzard
get into
people.
we've already talked about the apology and the protests and stuff. Let's get into some good news. Let's get into some solid news.
By 3 they come.
Yeah, by 3 they come. Let's get into some good news. So, two of these I noticed. Two of these, Eric actually brought these to my attention by posting these on Facebook. Thank you, Eric.
Yes.
Diablo 4, because I didn't really watch BlizzCon too much. Diablo 4 was announced. Overwatch 2 was announced. I knew about those, but then Eric brought to my attention of the new WoW expansion, Shadowlands, and Hearthstone getting an auto battler mode called Descent of Dragons. Auto battler, by that, guys, we mean like what are they? Dota Underlords. What's Riots? Riots is team fight tactics. About those type of things. So Diablo 4. You guys see the trailer?
They're called auto chests, by the way.
Actually, no, they're called auto battlers.
Yep. Auto battlers
is a colloquial term.
Actually, if you go,
do you know what the word colloquial means?
I don't know, so I'm just sit this one out.
I do know what colloquial means, and you're okay.
I do too. I can't give you the actual definition of it.
if you can spell colloquial, I can't even fucking say the goddamn word.
I'm out, and I can't say colloquial as well.
Yeah.
O-L-L-O-Q-U-I.
Let's all try to say it, guys, all at one time.
Colloquialishous.
Colloquialishous. I like that word.
Coco. That's my live name.
I just hold on. So I got two title names out of this episode so far for this title: Colloquialishous or Black Heathen Lips. Which one?
Colloquialishous, buddy. We're not doing Black Heathen Lips. I'm sorry. We're not doing that shit.
Who's not?
We'll get fucking banned so fast. You
I
racist motherfuckers.
I don't think you remember who actually puts these episodes up. I do. So I can name it whatever the fuck I want to.
If you need a picture of my lips, you just let me know. I do one zoomed in with my iPhone camera.
I actually think I'm gonna do that, and I think I'm gonna put your lips on our thumbnail.
Me and Mike are gonna have a fucking war of taking down and bringing it back up over and over and over again.
I'll just change the fucking password. You don't fucking know it.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and change the password right fucking now.
No, colloquial. Are you doing it? Attaboy. What's colloquialicious?
Suck on that death stick.
How do we spell colloquialicious?
Don't worry, I got you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Spell
I got
it.
you. I know how to do
spell it. You spell it, and I'll put it on there. So Diablo 4. Anybody see the trailer?
Oh yes,
I did.
Yes.
Oh yeah, dude. It's exciting, and I like the fact that they're going away. I don't want to say they're going away from Diablo, but I like that they're taking a new. Does that make sense? Like they're. You know how Diablo's always been that big, scary, devil-looking.
Yeah. Got like some queen this time or something, right?
Yeah, it's almost like a queen. What was her name? What were they calling her? Lilith, right? And they said a bunch about Lilith in Diablo 3 in the campaign. I think they actually had her in because this is supposed to take place right after Diablo 3's campaign, which now I'm gonna have to reinstall fucking Diablo 3 just to play the goddamn campaign again. I love that goddamn game. I love Diablo 3 so much. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I know is everybody else kind of Diablo fans? I know.
I got it on Switch and I got it on PC. I got it on the PC first, of course.
Switch was a good port, right?
It was a very good port. In fact, I've been playing on PC just because like it was something we would do like on a Thursday, like me and my friends would get together and play that. But I've been usually busy like on a Thursday or something like that. So like every Thursday something's been coming up or something been coming up with them. So we just haven't been playing it as much.
Okay.
I think we beat the main game, but we haven't beat the expansion. That's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, the expansion. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. I can't wait. We'll to get more information on that. But the trailer was super cool. I like watching the trailer was like watching an animated movie, and I loved every single bit of it.
Oh yeah.
I've never played a Diablo, but
what?
This one actually interests me.
So I'm really surprised it didn't get announced, but there were rumors coming out that Diablo 2 was supposed to get a remaster. Mm-hmm. John, if Diablo 2 gets a remaster, play fucking Diablo 2.
That's the one I didn't play. I played 3.
Diablo 2. But my God, man, I cannot tell you how much time me and Perry put in Diablo 2, man. I mean, I was playing that on some big 13-inch fucking CRT monitor and loving every single bit of my life eating some cereal. It was amazing, man. World of Warcraft announced a Shadowlands expansion. I'm not big into WoW, so I
not either. Yeah.
I really can't talk much about this.
I'll dip my toes back into it.
Okay, cool.
Every new expansion, I dip my toes back in. And
has there been anything? What my buddy Chris said that the new one wasn't that great. Battle for Azeroth. They said it went back to that Horde versus Alliance stuff. And
yeah, that wasn't too good. Last thing,
if they would have stuck with that for a while, then it would have been nice.
I'm trying to think of what one was before Battle of Azeroth. That one was a really good one.
I stopped playing around
Ascension?
whatever the panda one was. Whatever the panda one was. That's what I remember. Hearthstone is getting an auto battler.
Yeah.
So this will be fun. I'm not a Hearthstone player, but I actually do watch it. I do like some of these esports, some of the esports stuff every now and again.
I used to watch it. I used to play it in the past, but now it's like it costs so much money because I've been out of the loop for a while. Yeah.
That's how I started playing Gwent, and that's how Gwent got. Gwent was real fun until it was like, oh shit, these people are kicking my ass because I don't play this enough. Yeah.
Not just that, just the cards and stuff too. You know, you don't have that many like loot boxes. You're opening up and everything to get new cards and stuff. You know, and there's that. I mean, like usually, and I used to spend like $10 every 2 weeks or whatever, buying new packs and stuff. But now all those cards are like obsolete because I haven't played for a long time.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of point.
Now you'd have to get all new shit.
Yeah.
And the last bit here, we got Overwatch 2. Guys, I put in the Google Doc, I put a little picture here showing everything new. The new stuff in Overwatch 2, you're going to have a new game mode push. It's going to be quick play and competitive. 4 new maps, Toronto, Gothenburg, Monte Carlo, and Rio de Janeiro. Multiple new heroes, Echo, Sojourn, and more to be announced. Updated engine, look, and UI. New story mode, which is co-op, which I like that. The new hero missions, which is co-op, I like that, and the new hero talents, which is PvE only. I like the fact that they're doing the co-op stuff.
Yeah.
Jonathan texted me and said this should have been an expansion. Not
I kind of agree.
It feels like an expansion.
After looking at it, I agree. After looking at what's there, I agree with you, John. What I will say is that I don't think it'll be a $60 thing. I think it'll be because Overwatch didn't drop at 60. If I remember right, Overwatch dropped at 40. I believe it dropped at 40.
I want to say 40.
I think Adam, give me something there. I believe it dropped at 40 because I remember buying it for 40. I think.
Yeah, because there was a one edition that was like $60, right? But then it was also the $40.
That was the whatever the deluxe was that you got a couple extra skins with or something.
Yeah, that's the one I probably bought.
Well, I feel like Overwatch 2 is what I wanted Overwatch to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the only, after looking at this, what I don't understand about it is, you really didn't need to put the 2. I mean, you see what Ubisoft does with Rainbow Six Siege. They just keep adding stuff and adding stuff and adding stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think about this is did the engine change or did
somebody inform me that they improved the engine or may have gotten, I haven't had a chance to research this, so don't quote me, but that they either created a new engine or at least they improved upon their current engine for this. So
I'd probably improve upon the current engine.
40 price for original.
It was 40 originally? Okay. Yeah,
I think it makes more sense, real quick, like as a software guy and everything. It makes more sense for them to update the current engine they have instead of scrapping everything. I think they've been using the same. I think Blizzard, most of the the game stuff like Diablo and everything use kind of close to the same like engine anyway. So it makes more sense to go that route.
Okay. So we'll see. I think it'll drop at 40. I mean, they'd be dumb not to put it at 60 because then you'll have people complain.
For those of you that are interested in this, your old skins, your characters, old maps, they will be all ported over so that you can experience this on Overwatch 2, the expansion edition.
Well, I know that was a big concern because my best friend, he plays Overwatch religiously, and that was his biggest concern when he heard it was dropped was he going to lose all of his stuff?
Nope.
And same thing with, I think, when Fortnite 2 or Fortnite Season 2.
Round 2.
Thank you. That was one of their big things was if all their skins was going to port over as well.
I got my first win when Fortnite Round 2 hit. I was pretty excited.
I've yet to play a full game of Fortnite.
I got my first ever battle royale ever win. I have never won a game in any battle royale except Fortnite. But anyway, thank you for my golf clap.
Should I download it, buddy? Should I actually play a game just to
play one game on Switch just to see what it is? I still think Apex needs to come to Switch, but
Me too.
For sure, man.
I mean,
That's the last holdout.
It makes sense, and they need to make it and they need to make it crossplay, and they need to go in and cross progression everything. Because I'm getting so tired of having to play my shit on PC just because all my goddamn money is on PC.
That's what happened.
I'm sure it will, because I mean, didn't EA just announce that this is going to be their yearly thing, their continuous game that they're going to keep building off of? So
EA also always says stuff and never comes up with it.
well, I mean, but we're still seeing motion in the game, so I think they're going to actually keep adding to it and make it better and better.
Yeah, this is an Anthem. Anthem they screwed up on big time, and then they was like, we got to abandon this.
And I actually forgot to put a story in here, but they came out and said that that Dragon Age 4 is in development, and they Dragon Age 4 ain't been in development long, obviously, because Anthem just came out this year. Sure. But Dragon Age 4 is supposed to drop. They're talking about 2021, early 2022. That's not a lot of development time for a fucking big ass Dragon Age game. And Dragon Age, BioWare needs that. I fully believe if BioWare doesn't kill with Dragon Age 4, I believe they might drop BioWare. BioWare's done. Like, and that's sad because that hurts me because BioWare makes some of my favorite games of all time, man. But Mass Effect, it's my favorite series.
Well, sometimes you think it's something. Jeez, I hate to say this because I actually like worked for them in the past and stuff, but they also switched engine over. So like when it came to like, like it was Armada. What was the Mass Effect game? The one they did recently when they had
Andromeda.
Andromeda, yes.
They switched to Frostbite.
They switched to Frostbite, so that's kind of screwed up and everything. And then I think they put some of the same games like out around the same exact time.
Anthem was in Frostbite, and the developers talk a lot about Anthem failed because the engine sucks. Like the engine is the engine is DICE made that for fucking Battlefield.
Yeah, it wasn't designed for that. So I think a lot of these screw ups could be like, not at the gamer, like not at the programming level. And once again, I'm a programmer / peon compared to these CEOs that probably made these decisions. But that's one thing that they had no control over in a sense. So hopefully they will give them a decent amount of time to make this game right here, and it'll be great. And definitely for next gen as well, because if they're gonna make Battlefield because this is in between platforms right now, nobody's gonna be buying an Xbox One X or a PS4 Pro, anything like that along these lines, because they know the next gen is coming out.
Yeah, and that makes sense. That makes sense to do that. It's just like just like this Dragon Age story. With Dragon Age being out, the only thing that bothers me about it is I like Dragon Age, and it bothers me about being out that quick because that's not a lot of development time. For a big game like that, for a big series. Dragon Age is one of the biggest RPG series. And for them to drop that, if they don't kill on that, they're done. They've actually came out recently and said something about Mass Effect not being done. But enable for them to make another Mass Effect, they need to be able to do well in Dragon Age. And like I heard a story about Inquisition. Like they hated making Inquisition, and Inquisition was it did wonderful. It did great, and they hated making it. There were people there saying they hoped the game would fail so they could show them like, hey, Frostbite sucks. Eric, have you ever worked in Frostbite?
No, I have not. I haven't worked on a 3D side of it. Like the things I was doing for EA was especially when they first switched over to it, but I was doing UI development stuff.
Were you doing mobile shit?
I did mobile, but even then they used a different 3D engine for that too.
Okay.
But yeah, the stuff I work on now, like at work, like as Unity 3D, the same thing you use to make like a ukulele with, and Overcooked, is what I use now, pretty much in a sense.
Unity. I've always heard good stories about Unity. Unity is a good thing to work in, ain't it? It's a good engine.
It's easier, like barrier entry for people, but I think Unreal Engine is pretty good as well. Obviously. Yeah. But yeah, I'm thinking Hearthstone is written in Unity 3D, surprisingly so.
Unity's
games out there.
The game though, I just always think about Unity because Unity fucking is one of the games that I love that their developer screwed me over, and it's still screwing me over to this day. Is made in Unity, which is Armello. Armello is one of my favorite games, and I'm being very screwed over by the developers. So, I'm having some kind of getting an infinite load screen as soon as I go into the game where I can't even go onto the main menu. And I've contacted the developers. They tell me to send logs over. I send my logs over, and they never email me back. So I never get any kind of stuff with this. So I'm kind of pissed off about it because I love that fucking game.
So here's the weird thing about using a 3D engine like that at that high level, and I tell the developers I work with too, when you use something like Unity 3D, it's kind of hard to troubleshoot that stuff at like a at a certain level in a sense, because some of the engines I worked on for simulation is like more bare bones, to the wire. Like it takes me a lot more time to get things up and running, but then once it's up and running, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
But Unity, yeah, you can just instantly just drop in things. I mean, we had like a VR demo thing running in no time at all. Maybe people's been really impressed about it, but when it comes to all the little weird quirks and stuff, that's where Unity's gonna run into problems. It's probably the same thing with Unreal in a sense too. They have a higher level programming language called Blueprints, and if you're used to that, that's great. But if you're not, you can't troubleshoot how to get something to work on a custom PC because it's a custom, because it's a standard engine.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Well, that's gonna really do it for our long ass news section.
Yeah, we talked a lot.
That was a lot to get off our chest. Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
We did. I'm glad though. It was a good news section.
For sure.
We're gonna hop into Budget Gamer here. Since there's 4 areas here, we'll each take a little area. John, why don't you start out with Epic?
All right, so Epic Games is going to have Soma and Costume Quest from now until November 7th. And they are also going to have Nuclear Throne and Ruiner from November 7th to November 14th.
Adam, you want to read Twitch Prime, buddy?
Twitch Prime, we have Darksiders 2, the Definitive Edition, Planet Alpha, Sword of the Omen, Turmoil, and Double Cross.
Eric, you want to give me some PS Plus?
Yes, we have Noah and Outlast 2, right? That's it. Neo. I'm sorry, Noah. Yeah, I actually have Neo.
Oh, Neo's amazing, dude. I love that game.
Yeah, I haven't finished it yet.
I don't like Dark Souls types, but I love Neo.
It's pretty close on it, and I'm getting those Epic games right now. In fact,
actually, a Neo 2 will be out mid this year, I believe. I think they just announced it not so long ago. Xbox games with gold for November. You're gonna get Sherlock Holmes: The Devil's Daughter, November 1st to 30th. It's Focus Home Interactive, which also made Vampire, and also made one of my favorite games of all time. God damn it, what's the game I keep talking about? Son of a bitch.
It's your favorite game of all time.
Well, no, I didn't say it's one of them, man. I forget it because it's got a weird name. It's A Plague Tale, Innocence.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of my favorites. The Final Station, November 16th to December 15th for Xbox One. Star Wars Jedi Starfighter, November 1st to the 15th for Xbox. And Joyride Turbo, November 16th to the 30th on Xbox 360. All right, gentlemen, let's go straight into weekly new releases. One by one. Adam, Eric, John, me. Go ahead.
Black Sand, Under the Skin, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, November 5th.
Who's that? Me?
Yeah,
That's you, buddy.
That's you, buddy.
Okay. That's Grit.
Mr.
Grit Combat Racing Roller versus Airblade Ultimate Edition. That's PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. I didn't know that.
We got Just Dance
Long-ass
2020.
That's a long ass.
It is a long ass name.
That's a long ass name.
Got Just Dance 2020 on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and the Wii. November 5th.
I love that I love they bring this on the Wii because so many if you ever heard Ubisoft say why they still make it for the Wii.
No.
The reason that they say they still make it for the Wii is because many elementary schools and many old person homes and things like that have a Wii for this reason, so they can let people. So that's why Ubisoft still publishes on the Wii, and it basically costs them nothing, and they make a shitload off of it.
That's cool.
It's a fun fact for you, since Adam doesn't have any fun facts for the day. Mario and
Slacking
Sonic.
intern.
Yeah, you are slacking today, buddy. I need you to find me a fun fact before the end of the show. Find me a weird ass fun fact, please.
Make it gross.
Something about Kirby dicks or something.
About what?
Kirby dicks.
Were you not here for the Kirby dick section?
I was, but I saw you
okay.
said Cobra Dick, and I'm like,
Cobra Kai Dick.
Have you never seen Cobra?
I was confused.
One of probably you've seen the Kirby Dick.
Oh, I was gonna say you probably seen the Kirby dick. By the way, Eric, thank you for using our picture on your thumbnail.
You're welcome, buddy. I was like, yes.
And thank you for the shout out as well. That was wonderful as well.
Yeah, that was.
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 on the Switch for in the US on November 5th. I can't wait to play this shit.
Need for Speed Heat. Whoop, whoop. It's for Origin Access and EA Access on November 5th.
Adam, I hate to tell you, buddy. The only thing that worries me about this game is there's almost no fucking marketing done for this game.
Yeah.
I have not seen shit done for Need for Speed Heat, man. It's the only
Well,
thing.
if I am the only person that plays it, I will be happy.
And I actually meant to put something in here strictly for you. There's leaks coming out that a Need for Speed Underground 2 remaster is coming out. I don't know if you care about that, but that's one of my favorite Need for Speeds. So
That'd be good.
go ahead, Eric.
Planet Zoo. Planet. It was Planet Zoo. Let's put it in reverse. Jeez. Okay, let me do that again. Planet Zoo for PC.
I thought your dyslexia was about to kick in again. Jesus.
No.
Not cutting that.
Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PC, November 5th.
Adam, give me a install size for Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC, please. I know it's massive. I just honestly want to know what the install size is on it. Shadow of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and on November 5th. Eric, go ahead, take over while Adam's looking for that for me.
Death Stranding on PS4, of course. I'll be getting that as well.
Disney Sum Festival, Switch, November 8th, same day as Death Stranding. I wonder who's gonna win that one.
Holy shit!
I bet it's close to 200 gigs.
150.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be high, man. Them 4K textures, man.
You got to round up. Yeah, so I think you're right on that one.
Them 4K textures are high. I knew it was gonna be big. Layton's Mystery Journey, Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracy on Switch on November 8th. Have you guys ever played any Layton's Professor Layton's games?
No.
I wanted to know how they were because I have one on my 3DS. I just didn't know how they were because I like puzzle games like that. Adam, you can go ahead and read this Mario and Sonic one.
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 for the Switch. That's going to EU on November 8th.
And I'm doing Need for Speed Heat for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Yeah.
And new Super Lucky's Tale on Switch, November 8th.
It's a good little platformer.
Yeah, I know it's out on Xbox right now, so I might just jump on that.
It's in Game Pass, I believe. I think it's in Game Pass. Guys, this week I want to do. I won't hold you guys up too long. I know it's getting late. Let's do a quick little talk about Outer Worlds. Let's try and keep it as spoiler free as possible for not only the audience but for Adam here. Adam, quick question: do you like Mass Effect and do you like Fallout?
I do. I'm not a huge fan of Mass Effect. I don't really play it, but Fallout, yes, I'm a massive fan of Fallout.
So you like RPGs?
Yes.
You like the player choice. You like the being able to the dialogue stuff. You like all that.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially, I was highly surprised in. You were saying something earlier about how you felt bad in a game, or you didn't know you felt bad while playing a game. I felt that a lot in The Witcher 3, making all those decisions.
So wonderful.
Because there are times that I was like, "Wait a minute, Geralt wouldn't do this. Why am I doing this to Geralt?"
I hate to tell you, have you read the books, buddy?
No, I have not. I've been trying to find them on audiobook for a reason.
I have them, and I was telling a friend of mine who was talking about the show. I'm getting off on a tangent, but I'll be quick. Stuff you think Geralt wouldn't do, he would probably fucking do. Like after reading the books, like hearing that motherfucker talk about shit, I'm like, God damn it, Geralt. So guys, let's talk a little bit. So anyways, Adam, why I asked you that is because you'll like this then. A little bit of Outer Worlds, guys. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss why we like it and things of that nature. So one of my favorite things about this game is they took one of my favorite things from Fallout with the VAT system, and they turned this into the slowdown. It's basically a on Xbox it's RB, and you hit RB and it gives you a little slowdown kind of moment to. And I don't know if you know this, but pro tip, guys, if you stand still, the timer barely almost goes down to nothing.
Yep. It's called time dilation, by the way.
Time dilation.
Yep. So that's a really cool feature, and I like it a lot better than the whatchamacallit system from Fallout 3.
The VAT system, yeah, because I mean, VAT system, you can sit there and think and like, you know, okay, which one I'm going to attack it. I think this right here, you start doing the time dilation stuff, and then you like look at their legs, and so that way you can stagger them, or you look at their heads, so you can blind them or something. So
get that headshots, man. Got to get them blind shots.
Awesome.
Absolutely. There's a lot of great elements from Fallout and Mass Effect, like you said. And one thing I do notice is the dialogues match up more to, you know how you ever played Fallout and go, who would fucking answer this way, or who would respond? Nobody's going to respond like that. I feel like a lot of the dialogue matches up and makes me think, oh, I would have chose
Yeah,
that.
I would have said that. I would have said
So,
that. I do like the fact that you can play a complete idiot in this game and just say all kinds of idiot shit like
Yeah, a whole different dialogue tree opens up in a sense when that happens. Yeah,
like there's a guy on what's the first planet called?
it's Edgewater.
That's the first town, but what's Terra 2?
Yeah,
The first planet is called Terra 2, and in Edgewater there's a guy in the general store that talks about how he loves Edgewater, and one of the dialogue choices is I have hemorrhoids or something on my ass that look better than Edgewater, and it's just like little dumb shit like that. And from what I've heard from people from reviews and stuff, if you continuously choose that stuff and become the idiot, your followers will actually think of you as an idiot, and they'll think of you as like a slow person. It's like, hey, it's okay, buddy. Let me help you put your sock on, like that type of thing. And I like that. I like that they did that.
Yeah, it's weird because I picked like a smarter scientist kind of person, and a different dialogue tree opens up for that. So
that's mine. I did. What were y'all's builds? Like what was your build? My build was dialogue. I did dialogue. I did the tech skills for science, so science, and then I did stealth skills because I needed that lockpick skill. I did
the same exact ones, in fact. So you pretty much picked the same thing I picked. So
okay, I don't really do gun skills because I'm just gonna kill people anyway. So
I definitely marked up my persuasion like crazy. So because that's the most important thing in like a Fallout game. Yeah. So I mean, just to get those more dialogue boxes.
Well, I mean that, and you can get yourself out of a lot of shit by doing that.
Exactly. That and hacking and sneaking,
intimidation and stuff. You can get yourself out a lot of that.
And it's weird because at the very end of the game, like if you don't, like you can get through some parts quite easy if you got 100% hacking, 100% persuasion, 100% like intimidation, something like that. Like if it's up maxed out, like easily you could just like knock it out of one go around, which is pretty smart. Like so I'm like, damn, I got to go through this whole different section because my hack is not 100%.
Right now, I'm trying to get my hacking up to I think 40 right now because I want to be able to hack into vending machines and get those restricted items because mag locks are kind of hard to find, and that's your picks. That's your lock picks, by the way. And the mag picks are kind of hard to find. So I mean, I'm trying to buy them from the store or whatever, and try to get them. So
let me ask this right here: have you had any problem like finding ammo in the very beginning of the game?
No. I have way too much fucking ammo.
How much searching did you do? Like I've went around all of Terra 2. And I did everything at every quest I could on Terra 2, and did everything on Terra 2 just to make. I have like almost close to 2,000 heavy rounds, like 1,500 light rounds. Yep. Like I think the smallest bit of rounds I have is energy rounds.
I think I have more energy rounds than everything else, but yeah, at some point, I guess you're probably right. I wasn't doing like missions on Terra 2 in the beginning, but I was started using like melee weapons and stuff, and I didn't put that much into doing melee and stuff. So I was like, well, this kind of sucks. But I've always did like one-handed weapons anyway. But
melee, I never do melee stuff in games of this nature. I mean, it's I don't know why. I mean, maybe I've done a melee character before and it was fun to do, but it got rough in the beginning. Like it was rough to do.
I really enjoy like I thought I would carry around an assault rifle the entire time, but I am rocking these handguns like crazy. They're more powerful than a lot of the weapons, and you can take them down in a few shots. It's crazy. I love that.
I found this. I think it's a gun called the Old Reliable. It's a hold on, give me a second here. It's a massive like heavy machine gun almost. And dude, that thing's, I think it's a named rifle. So it's called the Old Reliable. It's a unique weapon, if you will. I can't wait to find the science weapons. That's what I'm trying to find. I want to find that. I want to find that shrink ray, and I want to find all those kind of good things. I can't wait for that, man. It's gonna be fun times.
Oh, that's cool.
I love this game, man. This game's so
it
fun.
Is definitely pick this game up, especially if you're a Fallout fan. This is definitely what we should have got instead of Fallout 76.
I've heard that a lot about.
This is the Fallout game that we deserve, that everybody deserved. Like this is the I am so glad that it's a brand new IP instead of being like and I'm so glad that it worked out for Obsidian. Like it's funny because you look at the marketing terms, and I'm sure you guys have seen it multiple times. They're Obsidian's so petty as to say from the original creators of Fallout.
I dig that.
Yeah, I love it. I love it because the two guys that were on there, they were in the company that owned Fallout, and they were the original creators of Fallout 1 and 2. And I love the fact that they do that because it cracks me up. It's just taking a shot at Blizzard, and I love our Blizzard Bethesda, and I love every single bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but it's a lot more polished too. Like the visuals are so much better than any Fallout game I've ever played.
It's so sad to think that this game looks amazing for the budget they had.
Oh no,
Adam, find me an Outer Worlds budget, please, if you can. I know. I really want to know what they had. I want to know the money they got from Private Division just to make this game.
Yeah, so like look at theirs on Fallout, like Fallout 3 or Fallout 4, and then look at what they use for Outer Worlds, pretty much. But like I said, once again, they it comes out to the 3D engine. They have a better advantage because of the 3D engine. Bethesda's not really to release this old beat up version of the engine.
Yeah,
and these guys had to start from the ground up, so it's like, well, let's just grab the Unreal Engine and go with that. And it was a pretty smart move, honestly. Like Bethesda's
it's seeming like a lot of people are doing the Unreal thing because Unreal just makes a lot more sense, and it seemed like it's more polished, and it seems like it's a more polished engine, like it's the more popular choice.
Yeah, but capabilities to be able to tap into stuff. I mean, look at like Namco, look at Tekken. That's actually using that now. Look at them like Yoshi's Woolly World. They started using, like, a lot of companies are using because it's making sense. Game. Yeah, it makes sense so much. Well, it makes a lot of sense.
That game is so cute.
One of the great things that I really noticed is the facial expressions on all the characters are so diverse, and they just, like, you really feel it. Like, as expressive as my face is, and I get pretty fucking twisted. So, just that is impressive alone. Whereas you got in Fallout, oh yeah, well, it's all the same fucking blank face for the most part. So I like all that. You can use the wrinkles in the face, and some of the characters are beautiful. I would probably, on my hiatus from the sexual world.
Well,
I mean, go ahead.
No, well,
I think I like the fact that one of the other things I like, I don't know if I'll ever do it, but the fact that it's all, like I said, we said it's all player choice. You can kill anyone in the game. Like Reed Thompson is like the leader of Edgewater in the game, in the beginning, in the first game, and the first bit there. And for some reason, I was like, let me try this out. I didn't like the dude. I didn't like the way he did stuff, so I just blasted him. And then I had to reload my save because then Parvarti talked to me and was like, hey, that was fucked up. I was like, oh, you know what? All right, that makes sense. I guess I won't do it. But what I also like is I like the fact that your companions help you make decisions. Like if you're going to make a decision, they're like, hey, listen, if this happens, this is what's going to happen. Like in that, I won't spoil it for Adam.
Yeah,
but when you're
a lot of insight.
Yeah, when you
decisions in the beginning, yeah, like you would think like you're doing something that's going to be helping somebody, like the people that's not a part of a corporation, but you actually make things worse, and vice versa,
Did you play Fallout 3, Eric?
Yeah.
Did you blow up Megaton?
No, I did not.
I did because I'm an asshole. I actually did both. I did play through where I didn't. I did play through where I did. Fallout 3, I love that game. But did you So is there anything? But you know about the blowing up of Megaton and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there? I've heard that there is a decision of that scale in the game.
Oh yeah.
Is the decision that I've already done? Is that the decision that they're talking about?
No, I think so.
I just left Terra 2, so that means I'm still the turning the power off was that decision.
I think that was a big one they did at the beginning, but I think there's other ones too that is just really screwed up. You know what I mean? Like
as big as that?
Just as big as that right there, because there was a decision I made that I would honestly say it killed a lot of people. But it was like one of these weird things where I stopped for a little bit. I was like, I'm doing this for the greater good or not.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, geez, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go this route instead of this route. There was things where I let somebody live when I should have probably killed them instead, and there's stuff like that. But like my weird thing is, I don't know if you do this. Like the thing with me is when people start talking to me, they start convincing me. They're like, "Well, look, this is the reason why I'm doing this."
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's how I mean, that was what. So that first that I talked about Pavardi talking to me about it, but when you walk into that control room, Pavardi's like, "Hey, so this is a big decision. You know, you need to decide what you're gonna do and who you're gonna screw over." She's like, "So I think you should do this," and I was like, "You know, I was leaning towards the other way, but let me go your way," and I went her way. And it worked out for me better because then I can make another decision because the only reason I didn't want to go the way that she wanted me to is because I didn't like the guy that was leading the town. But then I thought about all the people that are gonna die because they don't know any better, and then you also think about the fact of like and then they give you the extra like, okay, all these people will come back to this town if you can make this guy leave, and then I made him leave. So now I was able to get. So it kind of made you feel better about the decision you made.
I did that same decision.
I did not do that decision.
And you're not. Oh, so you let the greenhouse stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I thought people would just go to the greenhouse instead of like vice versa. You know.
Yeah. From what it was saying, it seemed she talked me into it. I was like, all right, I'll do this.
I think there's big decisions on all the plans.
We need to do once everybody's played. Whoa! Did we
You dropped?
No. I think everybody's.
All of us dropped. Everybody still here?
Are we still recording?
It's still recording. Yeah.
Okay, we're still recording. Hey, when we all get done with this game, I think we should do a spoiler cast on it. I think we should sit down. I think we should all sit down and tell the decisions that we made. Like we can talk. Like I can talk about the decisions I made, y'all made, so we can see the differences in what happened. And that, I think we should do a spoiler cast on that definitely. Once we all get finished up.
Okay.
For sure. Absolutely.
So Adam, sorry if we said anything that spoiled this game for you, buddy.
Nope, you're good. I could not find
the budget. I figured a lot of those, they usually don't put budgets out. I know they put one out. The only reason I asked is they put one out for Andromeda, and when I seen how much Andromeda was made for, I understood why it wasn't that great. Andromeda had like a $40 million budget, so I understood why it wasn't. They didn't treat Andromeda like they should have. But this, here's the thing. This is not a 100-hour RPG, which I love.
Yeah.
Adam, if you don't know this, they've discussed this as not being a 100-hour. It's 40-hour RPG probably.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I've already finished all the side quests and everything too. I think I got like one side quest I didn't do.
And I love it.
It's one of those weird things where you go to one side quest and it opens up to another one.
Oh yeah.
They're like, oh, by the way, do this for me. I'm like, jeez.
Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Witcher 3.
I've still yet to beat that game.
Dude,
I still have
opened it on a Switch. Yeah, I'm scared to open it on the Switch right now.
I still because you'll get into it and you'll get sucked into it.
Done, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I am. I got to play through on my Xbox One where I'm about 75% through, and I'm like, I don't want to turn it back on because I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go back down a rabbit hole and I won't play anything else. Like, because that game is so fun. It's so enjoyable, dude.
Yeah.
There's so many side quests. I love CD Projekt. That's why Cyberpunk's gonna be. I really believe Cyberpunk's gonna be Game of the Year next year. So
that'd be cool for sure, man.
Adam, sorry, buddy, if we spoiled some stuff for you there. Guys,
I got it downloading right now.
Okay, cool. You really need to get into it. I'm actually gonna play it right after we get done here. Guys, for real though, let's do a. Well, I have to stay up because I have to go to work today sometime, so I have to stay up so I can sleep. Let's do some. Let's do a spoiler cast for real when this comes out. Let's do one.
Okay.
I'm down with that.
So, anybody got anything else before we head out of here?
Don't think so.
No.
All right. Guys, we would like to finally end this conversation and thank you for joining us here on the ADHD Gamer episode number 20. Remember, guys, I know I'm excited about it. It's actually a kind of good milestone, man.
It is a good milestone.
Multiple times of me saying I want to quit because it's fucking overwhelming because you're not getting paid for shit that's overwhelming. But like I said, guys, you can check us out on Facebook. Facebook, Jonathan, you can't point, buddy. You can't point.
I'm scratching my arm down.
Okay, sorry. I was gonna say you can't point this time. Okay, thank you. There you go. You can do it. There you go. Do it. Ready? Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. The attaboy. And then check us out on there. You go on audio on podcast services around the globe. Attaboy. Good job. So, Eric, thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Adam, thank you for joining us, sir.
You're welcome. Hey, fun fact, by the way, banana slugs' penises grow out of their heads.
What?
I'll take that. I'll take that. Banana slugs' penises grow out of their head.
Yep. And a pregnant goldfish is called a twit.
I knew that. That one I knew. Weird fact, I learned that at a carnival. So
Okay, I see that.
yeah.
See that twit right there? I bet you.
So guys, remember every week we're going to be doing this from now on. If Adam can come on the goddamn show, we're going to be doing a fun fact with Adam. So Adam, more fun facts, friend. More fun facts. Guys, thanks for joining us. We'll have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Definitely, Holmes.